Hello, welcome to the Computer Game Show. My name's Sean Bell. I'm joined by Matt Murray.
Hello.
And James Farley.
Hello.
Someone this week couldn't be bothered moving their child's birthday for the sake of the show.
Yeah, what's that about?
I think we know where David's priorities lie now, don't we, guys?
Someone's very willing to change their children's birthday. One of us isn't.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel, James?
I don't know. I mean, I think it does demonstrate a heightened level of commitment from me, obviously, that David just clearly doesn't have.
Yeah, exactly. New main one confirmed. Dave's not here this week because it's Harry's birthday, which is fair enough. 6 years old.
It's insane, isn't it?
6 years since Harry murdered Joypod.
Yeah. But it's all for the best. Because now that we're here.
Well, I didn't murder it. Placed it into a chrysalis, and then it emerged a beautiful butterfly that you can listen to now. This show is supported by Patreon. If you'd like to head to patreon.com/TCGS, you can give us some money and get some extra stuff. Among the various tiers, we have a producer tier. And I thought about doing the full Nels thing, but it just felt wrong.
Yeah,
Our producers for this episode are Alan M. Nash, Aaron Patrick, Anthony Oakenson, Toby Henry, and Adam Capone. Thank you very much for that. Matt, what's in the feedback?
Okay, so I'm going to start with this one. It's not terribly exciting, but I had a few tweets about it in the week. Mark Phillips, love the podcast, etc. Episode 188, 1 hour 9 minutes in. You talk about an amazing sounding game, but you don't mention the title. I know you have to be careful of dropping spoilers, but I think the title is okay. We've got a bunch of people actually in the week, and actually the last few weeks saying, hey, why didn't you mention the name of the game? We got asked out 8 months ago, maybe a year or so ago, and we decided we weren't going to just crowbar the name of the game into the conversation. Yeah. So what I did instead was, for every episode, there is show notes on your podcast player of choice, or Spotify or whatever. Just look at that, and it says all the games we've spoken about in the order in which the games are spoken about. So, or just go to computergameshow.com, and then again the episode's there with all the show notes. So that's
what Matt's
where
trying
the
to say
list
is
of games
read the fucking notes.
For every podcast I listen to, I always look at notes to see, about the show. But maybe that's just not common, or people just don't.
I don't know. I mean, I always read the notes because usually you write something horrible about me, like most weeks.
So that's not true.
I always want to have a look and see what it is. It's curious.
What's he digging me up
anyway,
for this week?
Yeah. So games.
I mean, I get it. Like I've definitely been listening to other shows. I mean, usually if it's games, I can pick it up by context. But if it's like a film podcast or whatever, and it's not not necessarily my chosen field, I can get lost if they don't mention the title of what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Usually just like the beginning and the end of the bit. But yeah, it does feel very forced if you're not careful.
Yeah, I get that. But yeah. So we'll try and be better where possible without just crowbarring in. But even without that, it is in the show notes. So last week's show there wasn't really a lot of game talk. There was a lot of other talk, and sadly we've got a lot of feedback about that other talk. We'll start with Liz Walker. Hi guys, after last week's toilet habits were revealed, I feel it was my duty as someone who works in the water industry to email you to ask you and any listeners who use them to ditch wet wipes as are they an absolute environmental nightmare. For starters, we get idiots who flush damn things down the toilet, which causes huge problems for the sewer network across the country. Wet wipes are simply not designed to degrade like toilet paper and often get stuck in the pipes. In some scenarios, this can be combined with other things like cooking fat, another huge problem. Sanitary products and nappies, yes, people are chucking these down the toilet as well, which creates what is commonly referred to in the industry as a fatberg. A fatberg can completely clog up the sewer, leading up to... Yeah, anyways, lots of bad stuff here. Essentially... I'll skip to him. Sorry for the environmental rant, but if you don't want to ditch your wet wipes, please consider using some biodegradable / compost friendly brand, or make your own wet wipes using toilet paper, some lotion, and storing it in a steel container. Check YouTube for some DIY guides. I say all this as someone with 2 small children understand the horrors of a poo covered baby bum. Anyway, please continue with a great video game chat.
Get all that.
Sean.
I did. I mean, we had a few of these. Like, there was a bit in the Discord and a couple of tweets and stuff. Of course I use biodegradable ones. They're flushable. I'm not a monster. I wouldn't just... I know, like, the actual baby wipes, they're not flushable. They go in a bag and go in the bin, which, to be fair, is still not brilliant for the environment. But yeah, no, the ones I use are 100% flushable. So it's fine. Probably.
It was a massive coincidence, but this week, sort of flushable wet wipes entered my house as well. It was
yes, mate.
It wasn't through choice. I hadn't told Jill, but basically she bought some for Elodie, and I was like, "Oh, that's funny." It says they're flushable, but I'm still not comfortable flushing around the toilet. I don't get
honestly, they properly disintegrate, even like.
Is that from an aggressive scrub?
If you're a bit too vigorous with them. Yeah. So yeah, they're really not that bad.
Yeah. So anyway, Sean isn't a monster, and yes, everyone listening, please just put your wet wipes in the bin if they're not degradable.
Well, hang on, Matt. We're missing the main thing here. Have you had a go with them?
No, not yet. No.
Oh, mate. Sort it out next week.
It wasn't high on my... Okay, that's homework, is it?
Saving it for later as a special treat.
Yeah, so... Yeah, anyone listening, don't be a monster. Sean wasn't a monster. I think we've got that covered. Yep. We also... James and I spoke about a bet about the price of Xbox and Xbox Series X versus PS5 on launch day. James seems to think that the Xbox will be more expensive. I think it'd be cheaper. We're trying to work out what the terms of that bet is, or more to be more accurate, the forfeit. Mike Pettit. Is this stuff? I should write it down.
Yeah, it's Pettit. Yeah, not Petit.
Surely whoever wins the price bet gets to decide on the game for the other one to stream, and a suitable costume to stream in, but no crazy 6,000-hour JRPGs or whatever. But it could be fun, no? What do you think about that, James?
I don't know.
That's.
Hey chaps, love the show. It's the highlight of my week. Also, please change everything. Why don't you talk about the specific game I play? Anyway, here's what I think should happen in the bet between Matt and James. The loser has to make a 1-minute video that will be tweeted from the TCGS account without any context in the tweet itself. Just them talking to camera. The winner gets to write the script. Cheers, David Turner.
I mean, that is it. That's got to be it.
Yeah.
No? Do you know?
Yeah, no. I think that was quite good. Yeah. So when I win, I write the script and then James
has to read it out. Sincerely, you can't obviously look like you know.
Yeah. No. I think that's a good one. That's a good one.
I don't know about that. I don't know about it. I'm not entirely happy with that.
Well, if you're confident you're going to win, it doesn't matter, does it?
I'm very confident I'm going to win, yeah. But no,
well, there you go.
No, but that's not the problem. Because the problem is then I'm going to have to do work to write a script for Matt. And I don't know if I want to bother.
I mean, what?
That's true, because 1 minute of talking is actually...
10 minutes of writing, if that.
I'd rather have the cash equivalent. That's
okay.
There is no
10
cash
minutes.
equivalent.
Well, what is the cash equivalent of 10 minutes of your work? And actually, don't reveal that on the pod. Okay. Other suggestions. Jack Mulder. Bet winner gets to pick the stream games for a loser. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Basically, I think so far that's the winner. Sadly, it has come from Dave. But
because the thing with the stream, like picking each other's stream games, is that the temptation will just be to pick something really shit. But then what if that just results in like quite a boring stream?
That's the problem. Yeah.
So
it's a winner so far, but I think there's probably better out there. That's it so far. Charles UK, you guys moaning that there are no games. Dreams PS4 came out last week. Make your own, you lazy gits. In fact, maybe the loser of the next gen price bet should be tasked with making the bitter nest using Dreams.
So I actually went out to buy Dreams this week.
Oh.
Well, because for whatever reason, I've still got Fallen Order sat on my shelf here.
Yeah,
and
me too.
Regardless of how I feel about it, the fact is I finished it, and I haven't needed it for several months, so I don't really know why it's still here. So I was like, do you know what? I'll go and trade it in against Dreams, because Dreams is only 35 quid?
Yeah.
So I thought, do you know what? Fallen Order will actually cover most of that. Went to game, load of boxes on the shelves with a little sticker on it saying, "Take this to the counter and we can order it to deliver to your home."
What?
And I was like, oh, I know where this is going. So I thought, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Took it to the counter, and he was just like, "Yeah, sorry, mate, it's not in stock." I mean, to be fair to the guy serving me, he didn't even try and do the like, "Oh, but did you want to order it? And we'll have it delivered." Like he didn't do that.
It's not in stock because it's sold out, or they just didn't get any physical.
Or they just didn't get it. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I was like, I guess I'll leave it then.
I mean, I've been really tempted to get Dreams. That's how desperate I've been for new games. I mean, I have zero interest in making anything, although I've heard like some quite passionate podcast people saying how much they've enjoyed making it, how cool it is to collaborate and stuff. But I have no interest in that whatsoever. But it's just, I've seen lots of people tweeting about, oh, this demo's cool, this thing's fun, or this is a weird idea, or, people literally recreating other games, made like...
At the moment, there's like about 1,000 recreations of World 1.1, isn't there, of like Mario? It's like, that's just going to be that, isn't it? It's what always happens with these things.
Yeah.
But I know why, because they've got like something to learn the tools with. Like,
you start with something familiar. Yeah,
exactly.
That's fine. That makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. Like, obviously, I've already said on the show I wasn't convinced by the beta. Like, everything I played, I was like, this is really cool, considering it was just made in Dreams. But none of it was like, this is a game I would play for a long time. Maybe things have improved. I do still like the idea of like, I'm just going to load up Dreams and not really know what I'm going to play. Like, I just want it to throw shit at me and be surprised.
It would be great for a weekly streaming show, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's a shame they don't bundle this with like PS5 or something. Do you know what I mean? As in, like, you just got that and you can download like games off it and stuff like that. It'd be good.
Or maybe it's a PS Plus title, but then I don't know where they make the money. But no, like obviously everyone's been talking about, was it Art Dream, which is the sort of the actual one made by Media Molecule, and Cara Ellison wrote it or had a hand in writing it. And like, I would like to try that. But yeah, I've no interest in the making. But yeah, it's just been pretty quiet out there. So even I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get Dreams. But
see, I don't get that. There's so many. I mean, I've got so many games still left to play. Like particularly from last year, I've got no time to play something like this at all. It's not going to happen. It's even though it is interesting, but then you get the same thing as like Super Mario Maker 2, where it's like, this is great. I'm enjoying creating a couple of things with this, but am I really going to sit here for like days and days and days crafting something? I haven't got time. Like, probably not. And that's the same.
Yeah, but with that example, didn't you also like that because you could play because you enjoyed playing the levels?
Yeah, exactly. But I enjoyed the campaign from that. Whereas I've heard that the campaign from Dreams is not amazing. It's okay, but it's not something you buy the game for.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I'm in
town again tomorrow. I will keep an eye out, and I'll have my copy of Fallen Order burning a hole in my jacket pocket.
Do you know how much you're going to get for that? I bet you'll get pennies.
Probably about £15 probably, because it's it's just a single player game, isn't it? So loads of people will have traded it in. So
have you not got CEX where you are?
I mean, I have, but then I'd only get. I'm trying to think.
I don't go in there. It's like
but I'm thinking more that you can check on the website how much you'll get, and
that's true.
I bet you'll get more. Anyway,
you might be right.
Lewis Belfort. Matt is off his head. If PS5 launches at £300, I'll go 4-0 for a month. That wasn't what I said, Lewis.
It wasn't.
I said I gave a really impassioned speech about why I think Microsoft. It would make sense for Microsoft to do something crazy. I don't know if Sony will, but it would certainly make it interesting if Microsoft's like, here we go, £300 new console. What are you gonna do about that, Sony? It would be interesting. I think it's incredibly unlikely because Sony need the money and Sony aren't as money rich as Microsoft are. They can't afford to be losing fuckloads on each console. So I didn't say that, but I look forward to your full now subscription when Sony have to react to Microsoft's $99 Series X. Lee Sparks, as somebody who listened to part of last week's episode within the four walls of Rockstar North, I thought Dr. Numbers gave his GTA boring idea a really good go. If we're ever in touch, if we ever need, of a legally qualified medical practitioner come design, I'll be in touch. I mean, now I feel silly.
I do enjoy this occasional thing resurfacing that, like, oh yeah, like if someone shouts, "Is there a doctor in the room?" We'll all point at James.
Has that not happened on the flight yet, James?
No, it hasn't happened, fortunately. And it's one of those things where it's like, you say you're a doctor, but it's like not medical. You have to like make it very clear it's not medical. But yeah,
like is there like a legal? Okay, maybe not legal, but do you have to basically say you are a doctor if you are indeed a doctor on that flight? Or
no, I don't think there's any requirement because I read an interview with Harry Hill once.
Oh yeah,
because he used to be a GP before he became a comedian, and and he said like there's been instances where someone shouted, "Is there a doctor here?" And he's sort of kept his head down, and then thank God someone else has said something. So he now ducks it. We said because it's been that many years, he probably wouldn't know what to do anyway. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah. Because little Harry Hill was also a GP. If you didn't know that, I used to love Harry Hill. James. But I really want you to. I want it to be a flight, James. So you have to say, I'm a doctor, and then someone's like, "Oh, brilliant! This man's dying." You're like, "No, no,
you don't understand."
That sort of...
No, it's one of those things. I mean, I never mention it, and I mean, the only time we ever use it is when it's for work. Like outside of work, I'd never use it.
And when you need to get when you need to get like a table reservation at a restaurant, when you need to skip the queue at Alton Towers,
Or when you're just filling in like online forms, do you ever get tempted to just be like, actually?
No.
No? Okay.
What's the point?
Does that make you feel good?
Not particularly.
No.
I'm really bothered. Again, it's just things for work, isn't it? I just use it for work. It's it's.
What would happen if I start ticking the doctor thing?
What's the point? Yeah. Who checks?
No one checks. I don't think. Yeah.
I might do it.
Just go ahead.
There you go.
Yeah. Interesting. I might do it, yeah. Okay, Steve Lambert at Made of Squares on Twitter. During the conversation rehash/rehearse thing, you're not alone, Sean. I totally do this.
Yes.
Also aware I'm walking down the street alone, which also makes him look well odd. He also says, I do the rehearsal thing as well, and he always thought it was a bit mental, so thanks for validating him. So no, Sean, you're very much not alone.
Excellent. Not weird, or at least there are a number of us that are weird.
Yeah,
which is fine.
I've definitely remembered or thought about some other weird thing I do, but I'm going to save it in case
Jill mentions it.
Yeah, in case Jill mentions it. If not, I'll certainly mention it.
Yeah, just to address this for anyone who's hoping for that bit this week. Obviously, Dave's not here, so we've postponed the asking our wives about weird things we do. But the emails have been sent, so we'll see.
No, they haven't. I still haven't sent mine. I will.
Oh, you not?
It's just I just thought.
Have you sent yours to Jill, Sean?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, cool.
I told you what happened
with a very heavily caveated. I hope Matt has mentioned this because otherwise this is really strange.
I heard I told you what Chen said with it. Like
you did. But please tell the listeners because it's hilarious.
No, because she was like, I don't know what to do for this, and then she started writing it, and then she was there for quite a long time, and I said, what are you doing? And then she just said, well, once they the ideas start coming, they just don't stop. These different ideas. Bit worried about that.
That's going to be good. Yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah, okay. I'm genuinely fascinated to know what Jill writes down. Could be quite funny. Yeah. This one's from Anonymous.
Not the online hacking group.
No, not those guys.
I hope it is.
No.
Yeah. That would be brilliant. I mean, maybe it is. Who knows? We'll find out. Regarding the recent slew of games leaving GeForce Now, and we'll cover a bit more of that later on, I find many aspects of the story surprising. It seems ballsy of NVIDIA to assume that they could just start streaming players' entire Steam libraries. While I've never sold a game through Steam, and I don't know the particulars of the contract between Valve and the publishers, it is usually the case in the games industry that a contract between a platform holder and publisher outlines a set of use cases covered by the agreement. Sony, for example, can't just take a game license for PS Plus and whack it on PlayStation Now without renegotiating the contract if that wasn't originally specified. As such, NVIDIA may be breaching a contract that other publishers have with Valve. I'm not sure if they have the sole offending party or if anyone kicked up a legal case, whether Valve may be held responsible if the opposite party in the original contract. It's dicey. On top of that, there's the fact that NVIDIA is making money from the service, and were they not a party in the original contract negotiation at all? And they were not. It's like if Microsoft discovered that Wii U discs could somehow be played in Xbox One and just started openly selling Nintendo games through the Xbox Store, taking the profits for themselves. Or if xCloud included Wii U streaming without asking Nintendo. Dicey. Streaming is essentially a new platform, and that almost always means new contract negotiations. For film, Blu-ray distribution rights require a different contract than DVD distribution rights. Rock Band had to relicense all his DLC when bringing Rock Band 4 to current-gen hardware. As more streaming platforms emerge, there will likely be money thrown around for exclusives as well. If NVIDIA had carte blanche to stream any old game on Steam, all those publishers wouldn't be able to get any of Google's, Microsoft, Sony's streaming exclusivity money. It's a grey area. Can NVIDIA determine a game streaming future just because the publisher signed a contract with Valve to sell their games on the PC platform 10 years ago? Is NVIDIA doing anything wrong since the contract specified that that game is being sold to being... Is that specified that the game is being sold to be played on the PC, even if it is a remote PC on a server farm somewhere? Yeah. I think it's quite interesting, actually.
It's a good point. Yeah, I mean, obviously, we'll get to this in the news, I imagine.
It's
but yeah, just briefly, yeah, it's interesting because as an end user, you're like, well, it gives a shit. I'm still paying for the game, and I'm just as Anonymous says, it just happens to be running on hardware that's remote rather than one that's in your house. But then, yeah, like if the people who are publishing those games actually had designs on launching their own streaming platform, that is a problem, probably. So yeah,
we'll discuss this a bit more in the news.
Yeah.
I made one comment last week about MOBAs.
Somebody mentioned Dota. You never do that. Never ever mention that game. But go on.
One comment because I wanted to find an answer, and I brought a whole world of pain on me. Chris Atwood, apologies if it's a little bit lengthy or boring. I've actually cut it into two halves. The other half is in the question section. In last week's episode, Dave wasn't sure if people who are heavily into MOBAs or don't own consoles would be interested in TCGS. I'm one of those listeners. I'm one of the PC nerds who haven't really owned and played a console seriously since the PS2. I don't even play most of the games discussed on the podcast. I come from the bounce and Matt's attempts to wind up James. Well, I mean, successful attempts. I'm sure there are plenty of listeners out there like me who like to think one day I'll try some of the games you talk about, which sound good, even the ones which I know will be right up my street. The thing I'm finding more and more since having two kids, 2.5 and 9 months old, is that by the time we've got them in bed, had dinner, had a shower, walked a dog, sat down with a cuppa, I can't be fucked to fire something new. But I do like to think into a good old game of Dota. After 2,000 hours of playing, the rage has left, and it's easy to enjoy a game for what it is without getting annoyed by the Russians and 14-year-olds. After 3,000 hours, you have a solid grasp of the game. After 5,000 hours, you stop pretending you'll ever stop playing it, and you'll just embrace it. I'll be happy to do some introduction games with Matt, see if he gets sucked in and starts to love the internet for 2,000 hours before he becomes immune to the hatred.
See, can I just butt in here? I mean, this is the thing, right? 3,000 hours, right? Imagine how many different experiences you could have had during that time. Of like different types of games and all that kind of thing, different concepts, stories, all that. I don't understand why you'd want to not do that.
Well, yeah, but lots of people play lots of games like Destiny for thousands of hours and all sorts of things.
Yeah, but not at the exclusion of everything else. Although, yeah, people do that, obviously.
But I think if you're massively into any game, like, COD or Rainbow Six or, Destiny or a MOBA, I think...
But then a lot of those, I suppose it's the same with Dota. I was going to say, so with something like Destiny or, like a shooter or whatever, if you're playing regularly with your mates, it almost doesn't matter if the game doesn't change all that much because the primary thing is that you are spending time with your friends. Yeah, but I guess you could say it's the same for Dota.
Yeah, exactly, team games.
But yeah, I don't know, man, like thousands and thousands of hours... I couldn't do it. I don't get me wrong. The idea of just being into one game that is constantly evolving and insanely deep, and all my mates are into it. Of course, there's an appeal to that. But yeah, I'm with Farley in that I'd rather sort of flip between different experiences and worlds and stories and spend my time that way. But that's, either or, it's fine.
Yeah, do what you want. Planet. It's whatever they like.
Yeah. Dean Chillmaid actually says, following on from the Brief MOBA chat last week, some friends of mine have been trying to get me to play League of Legends for 3 years now. I tried it a couple of times, but never got on with it. And a couple of times I actually hated it after I finished playing a game. That was until about a month ago, where after months of badgering, I gave in and gave it another go. And now I'm hooked big time. I'm playing it every chance I get. I'm watching the European League Championship. Esports is something I never thought I'd get into, but the insane production values goes a long way to breaking down the boundary. Matt, it'd be great to see you try some League sometime. And then Cami Toman says, I'll be up for tutoring Matt if it's on a stream. If it's not on a stream, forget it. And yeah, there's basically lots of people that came out of woodwork to say yes, they have also put 3,000 hours into League, and it'd be good to see you stream on. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's just, but it's good to know there's people out there.
Yeah.
We will end this Hi all, this is from Daniel. Hi all, great show last week, but I have one thing to criticise. During the discussion about Jeff Keighley deciding not to attend E3 this year, David used the term throwing a paddy. It's a phrase I've heard a few times in England, must be relatively common, that uses a negative stereotype of Irish people. I want to be clear, I'm not suggesting David deliberately used it with this context in mind. Sorry if I'm being oversensitive about this, but as an Irish person who lived in England for a few years, I found a lot of people were quick to apply the usual stereotypes to these types of phrases, and they stick out to me. Just want to add that I love the show and keep up the good work. Now, that's from Daniel. We also got a couple of tweets about this. I think none of us really knew the history or the context really, and so I think Dave's apologised on Twitter, and obviously we apologise if anyone took offence to what we said, and we'll obviously be better at that stuff in future.
Yeah, and obviously don't ever apologise for telling us about this stuff. We would rather know, and we'd rather take the opportunity to learn. So, yeah, I really appreciate it.
It is really common, but I've just never really thought about it.
It's one of those, yeah. I think I've said before on the show, some of the phrases my mum used to use growing up that for a long time I thought were normal, and then you're like, hang on a minute.
Oh, yeah,
me too. That's terribly racist.
Yes, yeah, horrendous, yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes these things just, you just don't end up not questioning them until it comes up on a podcast listened to by thousands of people. Yeah. So
we just want to add that in on the end. But yeah, of course, we'll try and be better at that future. We're always learning. That's either feedback is at Computer Game Pod on Twitter, or you can email podcast@thecomputergameshow.com.
Yeah. James, when you use unflushable wet wipes and then you flush them down the toilet because who gives a shit, right? You just flush them all down with all the nappies and just stuff you find around the house, and it clogs up all the drains, and then one day you go to flush the toilet and it just fires a load of shit and piss back at you. I want you to do that, but hang on, I haven't actually worked out the metaphor. I think are you the wet wipes?
No, the news is the wet wipes, isn't it?
No, because the news is the piss and shit that comes out. So James we're flushing you down the toilet. You're the unflushable wet wipe, which you're then causing a blockage in the pipes that then causes the piss and shit, which is the news, to just burst out of every pipe and everything just all over the house, and we have to call the government in to sort it. Yeah,
so I'm spraying sewage all over you, Sean.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Right. I'm surprised. I wasn't expecting one of these, and now I'm really happy. I miss this. I miss those. I mean, obviously we're still in a fallow period in terms of news. There's not a huge amount of really exciting stuff, but the Sonic film came out and it's beaten Detective Pikachu in US opening weekend. But the weird thing about this, so everyone was saying it's beaten Detective Pikachu, it's done really well because it made 57 million at the US box office. Detective Pikachu made 54.3 million or whatever. But that doesn't include worldwide. Worldwide, Detective Pikachu has still made more. In the opening weekend. So it was, if you include overseas, it made 100 million, which is still 61 million behind Detective Pikachu, which I think must have made 161 or whatever, yeah. But it's still doing really well. It's got a 95% audience review score on Rotten Tomatoes as well, which is, a surprise. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we talked about this on the bonus show, didn't we? And
don't say a word, that's premium content.
Yeah, Keep I know. Well, Sean, have you still not got any desire to see it, though, at all?
Not especially, no.
Why? You can sit there tutting at least.
No, excuse me. No, obviously, if Isaac was a little bit older, I'd probably be well up for it. I'm not going to go out of my way. I'm certainly not going to see it at the cinema, maybe when it's available to rent.
Yeah. Actually, this is something I've always wondered, Sean. I mean, are you a big Sonic fan? Do you... Not
really, no. He's one of those things you end up learning a lot about it whether you want to or not, just because he's around, isn't he? But, not a big Sonic guy. So
what did you grow up with in terms of platforms? We must have talked about this before, but what was it?
We started with a Commodore 64, then we got a Master System. So I had, was it Sonic Chaos on that? It was one of the rubbish Master System and Game Gear only ones. And then what did we get after that? Yeah, and then it was SNES, PC, and then PS2 and all the rest of it.
So you never felt a massive affinity with the blue blur? It's just
just there. Obviously when you're 6 years old, he's the coolest thing you've ever seen. Like, I definitely loved Sonic as a kid, even though I never really got to, apart from Sonic Chaos, never really got to play a Sonic game. Like, I didn't get into Mario. Yeah, so we didn't get the SNES until I was about 9 or 10, and then it was like, it's not very fast though, is it? So yeah, Mario was an acquired taste that came later.
Did you have a Dreamcast?
Yeah, I did. Well, my brother did, which I used while he was out.
Did you ever play Sonic Adventure?
Yeah, and I was young enough to think it was good for a while.
Yeah, it's really not.
It's not.
It was good at the time.
No, it wasn't.
Like that first level with the killer whale and through the, you know the bit.
Well, it's all those bits that seemed really impressive, where you're just getting pinged around endlessly, and you're like, "Oh man, this is so good! I'm going so fast! Whoa, this is amazing!" And then you realise you're not actually doing anything.
Well, there's all that, and then you start falling through the scenery and all that kind of stuff. It was a bit of a mess.
I got well into the Chow Garden especially in Sonic Adventure 2. That was incredible. But yeah, Sonic's he's not actually been good for a long time.
Well, no, I think about this. Yeah. You see, the thing is, Sonic Mania was brilliant. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, that's true. Sorry, I forgot about that.
I thought that was fantastic. But the 3D ones, I'm so sure somebody's going to tell me that I'm wrong, but they've never been good. I'm going to say that. I've not played a single. I've played quite a few of them. I was even considering, streaming Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic 2006, that one.
Oh, wow.
Because apparently it's really, really dreadful, and I thought it might be quite interesting to go through. But yeah, they're all generally pretty terrible. Apart from, Sonic Colors was supposed to be not bad from what I heard, but
that was an RPG though, wasn't it?
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, that was the BioWare one, wasn't it? I think.
No. This was Sonic Colors.
Was Mass Effect.
Yeah, you're thinking of.
Sorry, I'm always getting them confused.
No, they did an RPG for. Was it Game Boy Advance or was it?
Yeah.
I think it was Game Boy Advance.
It's an isometric thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sonic Rush on the GBA was all right.
Yeah,
they were pretty
a lot of the 2D ones weren't bad at all.
Sonic R on the Saturn was great.
Let's just keep listing Sonic games we've heard of.
Anyway, we talk about the film. I thought the film was brilliant. But one thing, I'm very surprised I haven't tried to release a Sonic game to coincide with the film. That feels like a bit of an open goal. But also, given how they performed over recent years, or maybe all years, some would say, it's probably maybe they dodged a bullet and thought it's not worth the risk of it being a terrible game and that sort of that stinks up all the good press they've had recently about the film. But before I saw the film, there's an advert for Sonic Team Racing. So was that out last year?
That's been out for a while though, isn't it?
That was there, but
you could, the second Sonic Racing one they did? Was it All Stars Racing Transformed? Or whatever?
Yeah,
that was all right. I don't know what the newest one's like, but yeah.
Anyway, Sonic movie good.
Yes, Sonic movie good. Made money. Didn't act, but not actually more than Detective Pikachu, even though that's what everyone's saying. Is that?
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah,
brilliant.
And obviously there almost certainly will be a sequel now, which I'm fine with that. That's all right.
There definitely was always going to be anyway. I would definitely see the sequel for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, next one is that we did have an Animal Crossing Nintendo Direct this week.
Oh my god, we did.
Yeah, and the thing is, I was in two minds about watching it because I was just thinking, do I really want to watch this and know a lot more stuff? Would it be nice to just go into it knowing nothing at all? Yeah. But then obviously I did end up watching it, and it came out is a month before launch day, isn't it? So it's it was on the same thing, and it's they reveal quite a lot in these three parts, and there's quite a lot of good stuff here. There's a lot of things that we already knew about. There's a lot of stuff which looks pretty much like it's just New Leaf kind of evolved, in terms of mechanics and things you can do. But the terraforming and modifying paths and stuff like that is pretty cool. And it also vindicates me not sharing this game with my children. Because that will drive me insane if I come back to my village and it's been destroyed in terms of terraforming.
So I've only managed to watch sadly half of the 27-minute Animal Crossing Direct. So can you explain some of the new things that I may not have heard about and terraforming and stuff?
So the big thing is the terraforming in sense that you can create cliffs, you can create sort of your streams, all that kind of stuff.
Amazing.
But then also which you couldn't do before, but I don't think it's open straight from right from the start. I think it's something that you have to unlock over a period of time. But
they say something once you've like done everything in the town basically, which probably means like we might not unlock this for about 6 months.
This is end-game stuff.
But who knows? Yeah. So who knows?
And so then also they're connecting it up with the Switch Online app. And
Hooray!
this is, because the thing is, there are a couple of good things potentially about this. I mean, the voice chat, forget about that. Who cares?
Yeah.
But it has got this Nook link thing, which is so you can import designs with QR codes. Now they showed that you could do this by importing designs from New Leaf, and also was it also from one of the earlier ones as well? I can't remember.
Oh, maybe, not sure.
You can import like designs, patterns, and things like that. And you've got to be thinking here that they're going to be
from the 3DS New Leaf and also a Happy Home Designer.
Well, there you go.
Right,
Yeah,
so
this as well. But you've got to be thinking they're probably going to allow this to happen whereby you can do it off websites as well.
Oh yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, that will generate QR codes, which would be really good because then you're going to get like a whole flourishing thing of people designing interesting stuff that you can then like directly import into the game. So that's really good. Yeah, they've got that.
I'm excited. I'm kind of excited for that. But one of the definitely one of my earliest Animal Crossing memories was when I had it on GameCube, and back then at university, I obviously drew a T-shirt with like a penis on the front, but the way it's animated, it meant that the penis wiggled. So if you walked from the top of the screen down, me and my Ben basically died of laughter doing that. So I'm fairly sure they're probably going to remove the wiggle in this one, but I'm happy to hear that customization is big in this.
You'll definitely be able to import penises, Matt. I mean, that's definitely going to happen, I think. Yeah,
just draw your own again. It's
needs a big T-shirt.
So the other thing which is pretty good is that the customization of houses is going to be deeper. I mean, it looks just like Happy Home Designer, like the way that's working. And see, I played that game because I had it for review like a long time ago, and Rachel really, really loved it as well. Like she spent hours playing that because you can like much more like sort of minutely put where things are in the room and all that kind of thing, rotating and
there's like an actual interface for it, isn't there? Rather than you having to just be like your character pushing them around and stuff. Yeah.
So that was good. And then, I mean, one of the other things that was weird was they kept on saying there's going to be updates each season.
Yeah.
And how they're going to be like themed. So the first one is this it's like rabbits, but it's Easter, let's just say. I mean, it's an Easter themed update that's coming. But the thing is the games have always had this anyway. Like they've always had these going through. So I don't know why this is now being billed as being like a DLC update or something.
They sort of imply that it's, like new content will unlock over time. It's like, that's literally the game.
Yeah,
that's
always been like that.
I mean, again, I haven't seen a bit of video, but are they not implying it's more of like a live team mechanic rather than just like we have programmed it so in May it does this, in June it does this? It's more like we will be constantly refreshing things as and when.
Maybe.
I think so. I mean, almost certainly what's going to happen with that, although they haven't really said it, is that's going to link in with the mobile app. Because they do that all the time with that. They've always got like sort of different events going and that kind of stuff. And I imagine they'll probably do the same thing, like to link the two in together. Because, I mean, they mentioned that a little bit during this Direct, that there was going to be some sort of like, linking between the two, which, I think you could take it or leave it. It doesn't really matter.
I'm quite happy about that because I'm so excited for Animal Crossing. I actually downloaded that app just to see what it's about. And it's
do that.
It's very simple, but I was also like, Animal Crossing.
It's not very good. It's not very good.
No, it's really not. So then also, I mean, they clarified about how it will be with islands in the sense that, like, your families will share, like, one island on each console. Yeah. Then each user has, like, one resident with their own house, and that's it. So...
I'm sorry, what?
Okay, so imagine you buy it, Matt, and you load it up with your user profile. Then you'll get, like, the one that you generate from that will be the one that is on your Switch. Then if you want somebody else to play it, they'll have to create like a new user account on your Switch or whatever. They load up the game. They're still in your island, but then with their character.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So previously you could you could like create. I mean, I think on New Leaf, if you could go like between different machines, you could like have different islands, different villages and stuff. But you can't do that with this, and so it's going to be just one for the entire Switch. Which, I mean, I'm not bothered about that, but I think some people probably are because they'd like to have like a individual experience for each user, but they're not doing that.
Like I do like the idea of. Like, 'cause this was originally like the point of Animal Crossing, wasn't it? It was the guy wanted to communicate with his kids more, even though they were never in the house at the same time. So he wanted to build a game that they could all be on at different times of day and like check in on what each other had done, like leave notes for each other and stuff.
Mm-hmm. the whole thing with this as well is it ties into the reason. I think the reason for this also is because of the local co-op, because you've got like 4 players can play together at the same time, and then like one person's like the leader or whatever. But then that's because you're all on the same island anyway, so you've all got all your stuff and you know what's going on.
Have they said much about online multiplayer?
No. Well, no, they did. No, they did talk about it in terms of, you can obviously visit each other and stuff like that. One of the critical things they talked about, though, was that you have to designate somebody a best friend to give them access to shovels and axes. And so obviously that's to stop people just... I mean, definitely, if I play this with David, there's no way I'm going to designate him a best friend. Because I'm not having him totally destroying my place.
No way.
I'm going so it's to try and stop people
getting
doing that.
this. Is he keen?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think he didn't seem like overly excited, but yeah. So just try and stop trolling, I guess. So you can do that. You can visit each other, that kind of thing. It's the same as before. I mean, they've still got friend codes, but they've like reduced it down to I think about 6 letters or whatever, rather than like a massive long sort of thing. But then I think that's only if you're sharing with somebody that isn't on your friends list. If they're on your friends list.
So there's like an Animal Crossing friends code.
Yeah.
But you don't have from your normal Nintendo Switch friends list.
Yes, but that's only I think if you're opening this up to other people that are not on your friends list.
Okay.
If they're on your friends list, I don't think you have to use that.
Okay.
Because you can just invite them or whatever. But I think this is so that because with New Leaf and with other ones, there's always been like a community aspect to this where you can like there was especially with like the dream what's it called, the dream station thing, where you could like put out your code and then people could come and visit you, and I think it's maybe similar to that. You can generate a code, so it's not too bad, I think. I mean, this stuff's never going to be great, is it? Let's be honest, it's never going to be like brilliant, but it does seem to be at least doing what we hope it would do. So it's not so bad.
Yeah.
So the other thing is there aren't any cloud saves as such. Which
or like there are, but you just can't access them without special permission once.
They said there's going to be some kind of backup service that will allow one retrieval of like something like that. I mean, it's obviously it's a mess. I mean, the whole thing is always a bit of a mess. But the reason they do this is to stop people like duping like items and all that kind of thing.
I guess. Yeah,
it's all there for. There are reasons for this, but. They've said that there will be a better solution in the future, but they probably haven't figured it out, which means they probably never will.
The better solution is cloud saves. There you go, I've done it.
Yeah. But it is annoying. They're going to continue to support Amiibo, which I'm pleased about. Was also a bit surprised because they seem to have kind of
dried off, haven't they?
Like, no one really cares about it, but you can like invite villagers in using Amiibo you've got and stuff like that. I mean, I've actually got quite a few like Animal Crossing ones, but also the cards. Because they released like the Happy Home Designer cards that Rachel used to buy because they were like really cheap and you could like import stuff into your game and everything. So it'd be good to have another use for those. That's kind of good. But I mean, I think maybe one of the biggest differences between this and New Leaf and the other ones before is that they're adding like in daily activities and they're using like this Nook Miles like system whereby you like perform tasks and then you get like tickets and then you can like trade them in for stuff. They did this with New Leaf as well. It had a similar sort of like mechanic whereby you'd log in, it will say things like water a bunch of flowers or something like that, then you get some tickets, and it's very kind of like free to play mechanic kind of thing, but without having to pay anything, but in some ways it's not so bad because at least for people that really want to have a focus every day of what to do, this provides that.
But I'm sure that annoys you, right, James? You can't have that. But
the point is you don't have to interact with it if you don't want to. If you want to just like bum around or whatever, you can do that, but you don't have to you don't have to.
So do you think you won't be performing these tasks out, just because you go stand up for you hate his mechanics and you're not going to perform the tasks? What do you think?
Probably not, because I didn't do them in New Leaf either. I just was like, I can't be bothered to do these. I'm quite happy to just do my own thing. I don't need a machine to tell me what to do with this game. So
you can water those flowers if you want, whatever. If it just so happens the task of the day is to water flowers, and no, that's a coincidence, but I was going to do it anyway. So whatever. Yeah. I'm not. I can do what I want. All right.
Screaming at the sky. I'm not doing this because you told me to.
Yeah, I'm doing it because I want to water catch the bugs and
it's just
water
nice.
the flowers.
This was in my plan all along. To catch
planned
3
out
beetles.
Thursday.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff from this, and it looks. I mean, I thought it looked really nice, visually. It's particularly like all the effects on the trees from like the wind and all that kind of stuff. With the rain. I thought it looked lovely. It looked really great.
Yeah, absolutely. And the northern and southern hemisphere thing, is that new?
Yeah. Yes, that is new.
Yeah, it's a nice touch, isn't it?
Yeah, also really makes sense, particularly for people like Australia or New Zealand or whatever, if they want to do it that way, or if you fancy a change.
I was going to say, if you had, is there any merit in like if you had a group of friends all playing it, like some of them being like, right, we'll go northern, you go southern, so you can access different
fruit.
That makes definitely you get different fruit, different events.
That's what we're doing then.
Yeah,
power gaming it, love it.
It looks fun. I mean, I haven't not even seen all this direct. It looks so good. I can't wait to just be in that world, and just like soak it up and just be in that nice, pleasant environment. I'm so excited for it.
Because, it's fascinating as well because obviously back in the day, you first start playing Animal Crossing and you load up for the first time with your entire afternoon cleared out and it's going to be so good, and then you kind of do about an hour's worth of stuff and then you're like, there's nothing else to do, this is weird, because the whole point is that you chip away at it every day.
You just do a bit at a time. That's what I loved about it.
Initially that takes some getting used to, whereas I think now as a grown adult, just checking in half an hour a day or whatever would actually be sort of ideal. I mean, or longer if I feel like it, but point is that I won't have that need to. I won't be like, fuck, I was going to spend 6 hours on this. What the fuck? That's just not going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm looking forward to, you see, with New Leaf and with other ones in the series, it's always been like, I'm just going to play a bit of this before I go to bed. Yeah. It's a really nice way to like wind down. That's what I'm looking forward to with this. It's going to be great.
I can't wait to hear the nighttime music because Animal Crossing has always had some like properly amazing, as one weirdly melancholic like nighttime tunes. I'm excited about that.
There is some, it has some excellent music. It's always been really good for that. So this is really good. I'm really, really excited.
I'm hoping they do, buying turnips on Sunday morning, that sort of thing, and working out which of your mates has got their village has like the best price for that sort of stuff. I love that so much.
It looks like Joan is not in it anymore. I mean, I'm speculating she's dead. And it's somebody different now. Also, there's a lot of speculation as to what's going to happen with Rossetti.
Yeah,
because
he's in there, isn't he? He's got a new job. Is that not?
Well, apparently he's in it, but I don't know what the job is. I just hope he's going to be angry, and because
I hope he's who you have to negotiate with to get your cloud save.
Yeah,
that'd be perfect.
Yeah, and now there's loads of little nooks, isn't there? Like there's like a whole nook family.
Nooklings.
Well, they had that in New Leaf as well.
Oh, did they?
That was
that's right.
Yeah, they were in. Yeah, it's pretty good. So yeah, exciting.
Just a month away now. Just a month away.
Yeah. Okay, next story is that The Witcher 3 has had an update for the Switch version. It's like this is version 3.6. There's a whole. I mean, this is just a quick story because there are a couple of like graphic options which is really nice actually that I've really welcomed because I'm still playing this game. Yeah. And there's like a sharpening option now where you can like sharpen things and it really does look a lot better actually. I mean, it's still the frame rate seems improved, but it still is not as good as it would be on like Xbox or PS4 or whatever. Yeah. But it is a much nicer experience, and they've added like touch control support and stuff like that. But the big deal is that now they've also integrated Steam and do I say GOG or Good Old Games? I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
I think you can go with GOG. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've integrated it with that so that you can like upload and download your save games from that. So I think the idea being is you can take your Switch away or whatever and play it, and then resume on your PC, which is nice. Although this is not coming to Xbox or PS4 anytime soon. It's just PC. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's licensing or something. I don't know. They just can't be bothered.
Yeah, because initially when you said GOG, I was like, oh, that's weird. Why have they chosen GOG? Then I remembered they literally own it. It's their shop. So that makes perfect sense. And Steam, Steam's very rarely bothered about that stuff. So but this is cool nice, though, because like I've played most of the DLC. I've played all of Hearts of Iron, Hearts of Stone, whatever it is, and then a lot of Blood and Wine, but I never finished it. I've always fancied picking it back up. I've just realised this entire anecdote is meaningless because I've got it on the PS4, not on PC.
Oh, there you go.
Just remembered that. Part of me was like, man, no, that's really good because I could pick up my save from the PC version, which I don't own and have never played. Christ.
But this is what we need, though. We do need this to be like more widespread, like this cross-save support.
Yeah.
And ideally with consoles as well, because it would be so good if you could just play this on whatever you want. You know, just
totally.
You bought the game, it'd be good. But
but in terms of graphical improvements, you say that it's definitely a marked improvement.
yes, I'd say absolutely. You can change the options yourself. Like by default, they don't change anything. But I just went in and I just ramped. I didn't put it on the full. If you put like sharpening on the full setting, it doesn't look great because you can see angles on everything.
Right.
But if you just put it up on at least on low, then it does make things quite a bit clearer. Because the main problem with it on Switch has always been that it was look kind of like sort of muddy and like Vaseline had been spot on the screen.
So the sharpening option is actually just taking away some of the anti-aliasing that's going on.
Yes, basically,
Right, okay.
I mean, you can even switch off anti-aliasing like entirely if you want, but I'm not going to do that. But also, as I said, the frame rate seems to be a bit better as well. So,
cool.
And I'm still enjoying the game. I still think it's great, and it's very good.
Cool.
Okay, next story. I mean, this goes back to one of the feedback we had. This is about Bethesda because they pulled their games from GeForce Now. So, all of their games, apart from Wolfenstein Youngblood, I don't know why that's still there,
They just
have been
forgot about
removed. Yeah. And, I mean, NVIDIA hasn't provided any kind of a statement about this yet. However, they have made some statements about it. Right. So, do you want to hear what we've got here? This is what they said. They said, as we approach a paid service, some publishers may choose to remove games before the trial period ends. Ultimately, they maintain control over their content and decide whether the game you purchase includes streaming on GeForce Now. Meanwhile, others will bring games back as they continue to realise GeForce Now's value. So, which is pretty funny. They're just like,
whatever.
You publishers, you're going to be back when you realise how much money we're raking in and how great this is, although they won't. Yeah. And then they said, as the transition period comes to completion, game removals should be few and far between. Well, this is a pretty major one, with new games added to GeForce Now each week. And, I mean, the thing is the feedback on NVIDIA's forums hasn't been great. I mean, Eurogamer had a couple here. They said, somebody said, if things don't get better, I'm just going to wait for my free trial to expire, then I'll cancel it, and that's it. I mean, that's probably what I'm going to do. I mean, that's where Sentinel was going.
I mean, that was always your plan, though, right? You basically signed up just to play Disco Elysium, and then
it was just for Disco Elysium. Yeah, I'm not going to play anything else. But then NVIDIA have responded to some of these complaints. They said, I like this. They said, we're disappointed too. In an ideal world, every game would be playable on GeForce Now, and that's the kind of world we're working towards. But the reality of the situation is that this is a new area in gaming: cloud streaming. There are both I just like the way they just clarified that.
In case you weren't sure.
There are both technical and business hurdles that must be cleared when we're bringing a game to the service. We're working to clear those hurdles in the background, but you won't see every part of that process. Please be patient. We're working hard to make as many games as possible, available. I mean, I do think this is quite interesting though, because I mean, Bethesda have probably removed this because they do have their own service, don't they, that they're working on, as I remember. Like they announced that, was it at E3 last year?
Maybe
possibly. I can't remember.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty clear that most of these publishers are looking at this and just thinking, we could have our own one of these. Why do we need to, use a third party? But I'm also wondering how this is going to impact on consoles as well. Mm-hmm. Like, if you look at something like EA Access, which is available like through Xbox and also through like PS4, what happens if like EA just suddenly say, actually, we're going to stream games through this as well? Would Microsoft or Sony allow that?
That's the point. And vice versa, I guess it's just a case of like making sure the proper negotiations take place beforehand. But so what if, like through Project xCloud, I want to stream my entire library, which includes Bethesda games or Activision or whatever. Like, is that suddenly going to be a problem? Or
well, exactly, yeah.
Or is it just something about the way NVIDIA have managed this that clearly publishers feel there's been a miscommunication about how their stuff is going to be used?
Well, I think the problem here is that it looks like NVIDIA haven't communicated anything with anybody, and that's kind of the problem. I mean, I'd imagine that Microsoft and Sony or whatever are going to would probably negotiate all this.
Yeah.
But if you're a publisher, why would you want to put your stuff on Game Pass or PlayStation Now? Why would you do that when you can offer it through your own service?
Yeah. Yeah,
and completely cut out, the platform holder. Mm-hmm. I'm just wondering how this is going to unfold in over the next couple of years. Because
I suppose the short answer is that Microsoft or Sony will have a much larger audience than a publisher specific streaming service, I guess.
But not if their app is on that platform anyway. If you sort of mean, why do you need? Yeah. As I said, you've already got EA Access. Ubisoft have already got like apps that they run through those. Unless the platform hubbers just say, "No, sorry, you can't do that. You can't stream games through our service unless it's going through our platform." Yeah. And maybe that's the only solution I can see for this. It's
I mean, I guess.
What do you think, Matt?
Well, again, as Anonymous said in the feedback, it would just be a case of, well, if EA wants to do that, you have to renegotiate with Microsoft. And it's not like EA could suddenly say, yeah, okay, we're streaming now. Obviously, they'd have to go through Microsoft.
Yeah.
Whereas it seems, like Nvidia would say, well, hey, do you want to be on the beta? Brilliant. I was live now, but the games are there until we're told otherwise, I guess. Yeah, I mean, but it's going to be fascinating to see how this all plays out really in the next few years.
This may also explain why, like, Stadia as well. Like, maybe we always say, like, why they only got, like, 28 games or 26 games or whatever. Mm-hmm. Maybe it is also, it's not just technical, like, in terms of porting stuff to, like, because it's running Linux, all this stuff, presumably. Maybe it's not just that. It's also just they can't do deals with publishers who are just like,
possible,
we're going to do our own service. Why do we need to use you? It's
But again, why haven't, like, Google could have just got the wallet out, surely, and made it happen. Is that naive? I mean, that's basically what Microsoft are doing, and it's working.
Well, I think Google probably did, but everyone's, well, hang on, we're not going to sign anything until we know where this new future's taking us, really. Like, everyone's probably like, well, look, clearly streamers can be a thing. Do we hold things back now and work on our own thing? Is that going to cost more? Do we put it on Stadia or GeForce Now and learn from what the audience wants and then do it? If we do it that way, are we too behind everyone else? Mm-hmm. It's I guess people just like, okay, well, they're off there until they decide otherwise, or until they can negotiate a better deal. I mean, right now, this basically it's good for the publishers who pull their games off these services, because then they can say, look, there's uproar. They go to Nvidia, look, there's uproar. People clearly want Bethesda games on your service. We want that on a service, but we need to see a bit more of the old Bunsen burner. We need to see a bit more money. And I'm sure it's probably like they're probably playing hardball to try and get better deals, and also in the background working out if they need their own streaming service or not.
I mean, that's why if you look at Stadia at the moment, they've announced like games that are coming to it, but it is mostly like indie stuff and everything, and that's because those people need cash, don't they? Like,
exactly. Like, if you're an indie dev, it makes perfect sense to take the money if it gets your game made and make sure you can continue to eat for the next 3 months, then fine.
Yeah, if it's giving you stability, go for it. And it's like, but a company like EA doesn't need to think like that. They need to think, we can own this. Actually, we don't even need to use these services. But we'll see.
I just wonder how long it's going to take for all this to settle. Like, how many years is it going to be before we're just like, look, there's like 3 left that are really good, 3 streaming services left that are good. And that's fine. Like, are we going to have to go through this whole period where there's going to be like 10 to 15 of them, and loads of them are just going to die off? Yeah,
it's the same with like TV streaming, isn't it? I mean, it's just getting ridiculous. Mm-hmm. The whole big draw with like TV streaming was always like, you don't need cable anymore, or you don't need satellite. You can just just use Netflix or whatever like that. But then it's becoming like cable again, in the sense that you have to have like a whole bundle of streaming services. It's ridiculous. And it's not great for consumers at all. I mean, this is why ultimately for the consoles in particular, it would be better if it's just a platform holder running it. I'm sure that'd be better for everybody, but maybe not for the publishers.
I'm sure. We are going to go through, as I said, exactly like TV. We'll have every single publisher will have their own app, and then hopefully it will just boil down to, here's Steam's version of cloud streaming for PC, and here's Sony's, and here's Xbox one. Nintendo won't bother, and they don't need to.
No.
Hopefully it will just go down to those 3. But just like the TV sort of analogy, right now we're in hell with Sky, Virgin, Disney Plus, obviously Netflix, Amazon Video. There's probably a bunch I missed out on. There's like there's new
BritBox.
There's one for like stand-up comedy. There's one for like horror films. There's just a streaming service for everything. And
have we got I think we've got Disney Plus now, haven't we? Or is that like tomorrow?
No, it's not
it's a month. Yeah, I keep thinking it's tomorrow.
Oh, God, right. Sorry, I thought it was soon.
We might have had a lot of conversations about this. We keep thinking it's out now. And
I keep saying 24th, brilliant. I was like, no, it's a bloody month away. Because from now, you can get the offer where you can, and it's only valid until the 23rd of March, the day before it goes live, where you can get a whole year's worth for £50.
Okay.
Normally it's £5.99 a month, so you save a bit. I probably am going to do that. It's a year then, it's done.
Yeah.
And anyway, but no, this whole streaming thing is going to be like a fair few years of working out where it moves to. But it's exciting. I think it's interesting. This sort of because it's all over the place, and I think that's good because it's often quite rare.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this story is obviously very shit for people who have just bought like Bethesda games to play on GeForce Now, and then like, oh, guess what? It's gone. Like you get like that must really suck. I would hope that's only like relatively few people that has happened to, but yeah. So it'll be a shame. Like, yeah, in what way is it going to hurt consumers as people work out how these things work and which streaming services we're going to stick with? Like there will be problems. There will be casualties from that.
Yeah, it will hurt.
It is irritating because I would have been cross if like I was like, I don't know, 20 hours into Disco Elysium and then they just suddenly said, yeah, this isn't supported on this anymore.
Honestly, if it came to that, I would send you my laptop for that game. I'd be like, do you know what? Just have it. I don't.
Yeah, but you'll send it, and in post it'll get stopped. Saying no, I'm afraid, sorry, no lending. We are pulling that game off that laptop now. It's not happening.
License is non-transferable.
Yeah.
Oh, what else?
Okay. So there's been some more Xbox tech specs have come out just before we started recording. Pretty much, it's pretty soon. So it's gonna. I mean, most of this is confirming stuff we already knew. It's like 12 teraflops, but the main thing I think, which is quite interesting, that's come out of this, is about how cross-generational games are going to work on this. And there's what it is they're saying this is called smart delivery. And it's an opt-in scheme. And when I say opt-in, this is for opt-in for the publishers, not for the user. And the whole idea is it says this will empower you to buy a game once and know that you are getting the right version of that game, whatever Xbox you're playing on. So what this means is if you like buy Halo Infinite for Xbox One, you'll also be granted like the Xbox Series X version and also like the Series X, the different versions of it.
Yeah.
And so they're saying all Xbox Game Studios games are going to support this as standard, but it's up to publishers to decide if they're going to do this or not. So, like this will work for all Microsoft stuff, but maybe not. Like again, EA may decide, no, we're not doing that. Yeah, it's we're doing like a Series X version.
Who's going to try and be a dickhead about it first?
I mean, someone will definitely be a dickhead.
Definitely somebody will. Someone's going to be
it just to see what happens.
Yeah, because they want to sell a second version. Say, look, this one's proper 4K and ray tracing. The other one isn't. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, what do you think this is going to do to Sony? Like, is this going to push Sony to do the same?
It puts pressure on them, doesn't it, to say that you're going to do this, that they have to do the same thing. It's like, if you buy a PS4 version, then also the Xbox, the PS5 version will be yours as well. I mean, I can't imagine they're not going to do that, though. I mean, I thought the whole point was that you,
It depends how arrogant Sony still are, isn't it? Like, if they're just like, we don't need to do that. We're Sony, we're the best, we're on top, it's fine. But if they... Hopefully they understand that Xbox is gaining ground and they do need to counter that.
It's at least gaining grounds in terms of like technology and like being sort of consumer friendly as well. It's and the consumer friendly stuff usually does quite well.
I remember when PS4 came out, they had a temporary offer whereby if you bought the PS3 version of definitely like maybe Battlefield, maybe also like an Assassin's Creed or two, then you pay, if you had that. I think it must be a PS3 version. Then you pay a tenner, and he does an upgrade to a PS4 version, and that was like that was 6 years ago. So surely by now it'd just be free.
But they also did that whole program, didn't they? Whereby like if you bought like PS4 version, you got like Vita version and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, cross-buy.
They have done this in the past. Like cross-buy. It has happened. So maybe they will. Well, I guess we'll wait. I mean, they also talked about backwards compatibility, and they detailed, like, obviously it's got that. This is very sad, though. I mean, basically, all non-Kinect Xbox One games will work on this. So, if you want to play Kinect games, you're out of luck. which is a shame. Yeah, but everything else will work on it, so that's good. And they've also said that there'll be what they're saying are like steadier frame rates, faster load times, and improved resolution. So that's all nice, I guess.
All right, awesome.
So so this looks great. This looks like it's going to be good. And,
they confirmed that thing we wanted, quick resuming for multiple games.
Yeah, multiple games. Yeah,
that's going to be great. This came out this afternoon, and they said on Eurogame at least there's going to be like a Digital Foundry piece. I'm still waiting for that to see how this sort of stuff compares to PS5. At least the specs we know so far. Actually, I think the piece has just come out now. It's. So this was just a post on the Xbox Wire, which is the Xbox official blog. When I saw it got announced, I was like, "Oh, hang on, who are Xbox releasing their specs through?" But they're just releasing it on their own website. But no, I mean it's cool that they confirmed that the smart delivery stuff. It's cool. We're getting quick resume for multiple games, but this isn't a terribly exciting bit of news. But it's good we're hearing it, I guess.
It's sad, isn't it? That it's those little quality of life things that are actually they're the things you will notice the most when you first use it. Oh man, this is actually pretty cool. The games are basically the same, but the quick resume for multiple games, that's great. Like that.
This is what I miss about this, because this is also what's kind of a shame about how they've all gone down the same architecture kind of route, because you don't get that really interesting differences between consoles anymore.
Yeah,
which I think is a bit of a shame, but obviously it's better for developers. Maybe this way is
Yeah, true. So
I don't know.
A pain in the arse for them, but yeah.
Okay, last news story. Yeah, this is the last one. I mean, this is for you, Sean, because Stadia have added support for Samsung phones.
Oh
this
my
week.
God, where is my phone? Give it in.
Yeah.
Let's get on the Stadia.
Sign up.
I mean, I've already got the Project X Cloud beta on there, so I don't really care about Stadia, unfortunately. I mean, it's the right thing to do to put it on more phones. I mean, I don't really understand why it isn't just on all phones.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be on Samsung phones and Razer phones, and they're all going to support it. Okay. Still no word on iOS devices. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah. I mean, the reason for that, obviously, I don't think that's Google. I think that's Apple.
Probably right.
Who don't like the idea of people buying and playing games from other platforms through their devices. They want the cut of the whole thing.
A lot of people are blaming Apple for the fact there's only one game on the iOS beta for xCloud. Do you think that's the case?
It's the same thing, yeah. It's almost certainly the same thing. You know how touchy they are about all that stuff. It's like you can't. There was all that thing, with Netflix, wasn't there? How you
but now that's if you're buying stuff through it.
Yeah,
I mean you're not buying.
You'd be buying. Yeah, but you would be with Stadia, wouldn't you? You'd be buying games through it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess I was talking more about the Xbox example. Why would they be bothered if there's more than just Halo available in this xCloud beta? But a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's for iOS and their rules." But
it's almost certainly that. It's just Apple being dicks, because it's always like this with this stuff. It's not so good.
It's a real shit, because there's like a billion iOS devices out there, obviously there were more Android devices, but we want it everywhere, so these platforms can thrive. But
I don't know. I don't really want Stadia everywhere. It's
well, yeah, but if not xCloud, xCloud or whatever Sony's option is, but we want it to be a bit more open so we can get these things everywhere rather than just deals on certain platforms and so on and so forth.
And there we go. That's it. That's pretty much all the news from this week.
Let's do what we've been playing. This is not going to take long. Matt, do you want to go first? You've had the most eventful week, I think.
I mean, I finished Sekiro.
Hey, well done, man.
That's that. I got through it. There was a lot of tweets at the beginning or throughout my playthrough saying, just quit, you'll never do it, you got zero chance, just play something else, save everyone's time. But I did it. I got through it, and I'm happy I did. I think it is my favourite FromSoft game. I mean, Dark Souls is definitely the most special because it's your first. But I just love so much about this. I'm really, really happy I got through it, and it's just an absolutely class game. So I'm really happy I did it.
Has all the sort of stress of it sort of melted away, or was that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, there were some real low points during the 31 weeks of streaming. I mean, I maintain I've always enjoyed it, even on the most. Sometimes I'm like, can I do it anymore? But it's just a case of picking yourself up and just getting back on with it. And people in the week have said, you seem like you're enjoying it a lot more. And but this happened with Bloodborne and Dark Souls. When you get towards the end, your character's way more powerful. So I felt more confident. I guess also I had learned what the game was trying to do and how to work on certain enemies. So as a result, I was happier playing it, more excited to play it, and more confident playing it. And I was really sort of dreading the last boss because so many people came in and said, "Oh, mate, on the last boss, I spent like 16 hours doing that last boss."
I was going to say, because there was a couple of bosses towards the end where people were like, "Oh, it took me like a fucking month to do," and you, relatively speaking, pretty much breezed through the last couple, right?
Well, I mean, I did them quicker than I did like Demon of Hatred, which is a boss auto before that. But some people are saying, look, you're going to take longer now on these last two bosses than you did the last four. Yeah. But I guess I was more powerful, and I guess I learned. But regardless, I'm so happy I played it. It's an absolutely class game. But yeah, and I sort of feel like I've got a bit of a. There's like suddenly nothing to do. I've been like playing it so solidly, even like not just on Sundays, but doing other streams in the week because I was enjoying it so much, and also just thinking about it a lot. And it's always been there. Okay, got to do Sekiro, got to play this. That's the next boss I'm doing. And now suddenly I wake up today thinking Sekiro isn't there. Like what's next? I know what game I'm streaming next.
It's a weird feeling, isn't it, when like you've played something so obsessively and then it's over, and it's like your brain's just like, but I'm guy who plays Sekiro.
Yeah.
What? But now there's no Sekiro anymore. What? That doesn't make any sense.
I think it was.
I feel like that about LA Noire.
I think it was maybe like last night when I was like watching Match of the Day after the stream. I was like, I went to think about so next I'll do that. I'm like, no, there is no next. That's done now. I'm not going to another boss. That's it. Sekiro's done, and I'm so happy I stuck with it and got through it. Yeah,
because you did like everything for the best ending as well, right?
Yeah, I did. I mean, apart from basically, there's like some bosses where I might have gone too far and then I couldn't get access to that area, but you still basically the boss you can't kill, you basically get like their rewards if a certain story moment has happened. But yeah, so basically, I did every single boss. I got every bead, I got pretty much every skill apart from a couple. So yeah, I did everything I could basically in one playthrough. And yeah, it's a stunning game.
It's really good.
But I haven't played it. But that's Sekiro done, and that's pretty much all I've done this week. That's it. Now I can get on with my life and.
Fair dues.
Yeah, it's like getting out of prison. I can do whatever I want now.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's like getting out of prison now.
Do whatever I want. Yeah.
I'll be brief. I've played Minecraft this week.
Oh yeah, go on.
Yeah, a couple of my friends. Well, we were just talking about it. And, Minecraft's really good. I'd quite like to just have just a little server on it, just for a couple of us, and just like turn the fucking monsters off because I don't care. Like, I still want it like survival mode. That I like. To me, like when it's in full creative mode, you can just do whatever you want. Like, I quite like the interactions with the world, right? So it's in survival mode, but just no monsters, and it's great. It's so nice. So
go on, sorry. That's exact because you see, I play this like really regularly with Rachel. Like we've got a world that we've been playing for about 2 or 3 years now, and just like building and adding stuff to it. Yeah. But we don't play it. We just play it on like kind of creative, really.
Okay,
it's just there's nothing there. It's just just build whatever we feel like. It's great. She just loves it. It's just really relaxing and fun.
Yeah, it's just been really lovely, and the fact that like so I already had it on PC, and I don't even remember when, but at some point over the years, I've also bought it on iOS and Android. So we've got the Switch version as well, and
complete the set. Why not?
Why not? And because of the way the system works now, they're all unified. You sign into the same account with all of them, and you can access all your servers on all of them. So if I'm definitely having an evening in front of the TV, I'll play the PC version with fancy graphics mods and stuff. But if I'm on the toilet or I haven't got access to the TV for any reason, I just load up the Switch version instead. And obviously it doesn't look the same, but it's great. It's proper good.
Did you massively get into it in like the alpha?
Yeah, hugely. And it's cool going back because like it's been a few years since I last played it, and there's so much stuff. that they've added that I just so it's like loads of stuff for me to get my head around again. Like the whole fact, the fact that you can like tame animals and lead them around on a like a little leash and like put them in a pen and so like I've got a little farm going on. It's just brilliant. Like, and it'll be like probably another couple of weeks and I'll probably be like, do you know what, that's enough. And then in 2 or 3 years' time I'll probably pick it up again. And that's fine, It's just...
And that's what I've enjoyed, like with playing with Rachel, like because she plays it and most of her friends play it as well. Yeah. Like it's still incredible. It seems that this has kind of overtaken Fortnite in her class in terms of people who've gone back to it and are just playing.
It has had a massive resurgence, like towards like the middle of last year, and even like loads of the big original Minecraft streamers were also back on Minecraft. For whatever reason, last year it was got massive again.
Because I didn't realise it's like fully entered the classroom as well. Like I knew people had seen the the educational benefits of it, but I didn't realise it's like part of the curriculum now. Like I don't have either of your kids done anything about it. I guess Elodie's too young. Right?
Elodie hasn't.
I mean, Asher went actually during the half term. We sent him to a Minecraft club thing, he was only there for like 2 days, but he loved it. And what's really, I mean, what I found interesting playing with Rachel was just she just keeps like showing me new things that I had no idea you could do that. Which is just it's just really cool. It's
But no, because my friend Simon, his kid is 7. And they're doing a school project on Minecraft, and he's got to like design and build something, and like so Simon's been playing it with him, and their next door neighbour's an architect, and he's like, can I interview him about it, and like talking to him about Minecraft, and that's just great.
Because there's Minecraft for Education like edition, like they've got all of that down.
And isn't it great that Microsoft completely bought it wholesale from the original creator, and we never need to think about who that was ever again?
And they can completely just airbrush him out, which is
exactly
fine.
But that is basically it for me. It's been a slow week. How about you, James?
Well, I finished Disco Elysium.
Yes, mate.
And this was, I mean, I finished it a few days ago, and I've still been thinking about it. Like, it's one of those games, where it certainly does that.
Yeah, man.
And it's funny because, I mean, this again, I can't talk about this in depth until we eventually talk about this, probably with some sort of spoiler cast or whatever. Yeah. Because most of the stuff that I'd want to talk about is story related.
Yeah.
But I did feel, can I say part 2? Like, you get to that point where there's like a point of no return.
Yeah.
And I'd heard that some people didn't like it, the way that this ends.
Yeah.
But I found it very satisfying. I was very happy with this, and mostly because for one very nasty moment, I was worried that there was going to be some kind of big reveal. And I was worried, I can't even say what I was worried it was going to be, but I was really worried that was going to happen, but it didn't happen, and I was really worried that they were going to do that and it was going to totally spoil it. But the real reveal for me has been the fact that what you learn about yourself, through reconstructing your character. Yeah. And that's what I've enjoyed about it, and I found because of that, I found the ending to be really very satisfying. It's it was very good to sort of discover what kind of cop I am.
Yeah,
and it turns out I'm a cop that's a massive communist as well, which is really weird. They explain that it's like it turns out that you're a very good policeman, but you're also too much like that, and we don't know how that works. It's which was quite funny. But I mean, the only thing one of the main problems I have with it, I still agree with David that in places the pacing is a bit off, but it is a bit like. I mean, it's because the game is basically kind of like a puzzle where it's like once you put one piece in, all the others, start to click together as well. And then you sometimes get to the point where you can't find that piece, that's going to accelerate what you're doing. The only other thing about it is that I think it's the verbosity of the game, like the way there's just far too much dialogue in places, but dialogue which is overly complicated, which I understand is like part of the. Sort of, it can be part of the charm, but then if you're playing a side quest which isn't very interesting, can get quite irritating. There's. I mean, I've already taught. I didn't like the cryptozoologists. I found that tedious. I really didn't enjoy that, and so reading through tons of that was not particularly interesting. But then others more interesting.
Yeah, because with that quest in particular, there's so much of the dialogue is completely optional, but you wouldn't necessarily know that because one of the when you're doing a quest you enjoy, it's often really cool to dig through everything because actually there will be like an important detail somewhere that leads to something else interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it's a quest that you're not 100% engaged with, and you're like, oh man, do I have to just click through all of these just in case there's something interesting or useful there?
That's going to activate something else, which is maybe more interesting than this.
Yeah.
You get that.
Without spoiling anything, the quests I wasn't particularly interested in still paid off in really cool ways, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
James, did you do much of the nightclub stuff?
The nightclub?
Oh, the church.
Yeah,
I did. I did all of that. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I didn't finish that one. I wasn't totally jazzed. I was interested, but at that point I was more focused on just getting to the end.
So, really. Because that's like the one that I skipped, and I'm sort of gutted I did, because
so am I now.
having read up on it afterwards, it's really interesting.
See, I quite like that one, and I mean, mostly also because of the voice acting. Yeah. That guy, the hardcore.
It's hardcore to the mega.
Yeah. Never got bored of that. I just quite enjoyed just like talking to him to hear him say that stuff. It was, Matt, can I just ask you a question? And I don't mean anything by this whatsoever.
Here we go.
How did you spend 56 hours on this game, though?
I need to look into it,
but not finish all the quests.
Well, basically, I think it because I was playing on my laptop, and I think it maybe. What almost certainly happened is I just closed my laptop when the game was still on, and it might have counted that time.
Clock
I don't know. It was just it's on my laptop, and I think that there's a lot of time I just played it, closed the thing, opened it up again. I was still in the game technically. It probably just counted all those hours, I imagine.
Yeah,
I've been listening to the soundtrack obsessively over the last couple of weeks. It's so good. It's just unbelievable how good it is. But yeah.
There's also, I mean, there's just nice stuff, like nice touches as well, that, like, especially because of the relationships you build up with the characters.
Yeah.
Like, Kuno was definitely one of my favourites, even though he hated me through most of it. And there was one quest which I just want to, I'm going to not spoil it, but, well, actually, I'm going to spoil it. I'm just going to say what happens. Like, there's a mural, like, on the wall that you can, like, paint if you want to. And you have the choice to, like, write whatever you want on there. And I chose the I love you, Kuno. Because I just thought he's going to see that and he's going to hate that. It was pretty good. But yeah, I love that. I thought it was great. I mean, I think definitely after playing through this, it would have been on my Game of the Year list.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if my vote would have changed.
Oh, whatever. You just don't want to.
I'm still not sure about that.
You just don't want to face the regret. you know what the real answer is.
But it was good. I definitely enjoyed it. I mean, I played it. I think it was about 27 hours I put into it, and I did really enjoy it. Yeah. It was
pathetic.
Apart from when Mr. 56 hours, but not even doing all the quests. I don't understand that. It makes no sense. Apart from but yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we just need Dave to finish it now, and then spoiler cast. Ahoy! I can't wait. I absolutely cannot wait for that. I mean, honestly, I don't even know if one spoiler cast would be enough. But we'll see. Anything else?
Right, and the only other thing I've played so far is Yakuza 3.
Oh yeah.
Because I got the collection, the like sort of the final collection, which has got 3, 4, and 5 in it, and this is a bit difficult because the thing is Yakuza 5 is supposed to be the one that I'm supposed to play because apparently it's like visually better and everything, but I wanted to play 3 because the last one I played was 2, and so it does
makes sense. Yeah,
it continues the story,
and
after Judgment, it's nice to be back in Kiryu's world again, and to go back to that, and to see him at a different stage in his life because the other ones I played have been when he's quite a bit older, and the story takes place directly after Yakuza 2, like the mayhem that there was there, and it's got the old thing of like Kiryu trying to get away from the Yakuza life, and to do this, he's opened up an orphanage in Okinawa, and he's living there with Haruka, who's like his kind of like adopted daughter and a bunch of kids. But then he does get drawn back into the whole Yakuza life again. Which I mean, I've only played an hour so far, but this is this is the way it sort of begins, and it's all based, as some of the other Yakuza games have been, on the idea of like it's real estate and the fact that he's being chucked out of this like orphanage because of the fact that people want to develop it for something. Right. But I'm pretty certain the story is going to be like a great deal deeper than that. It's just the first hour of the game, probably a good 20 minutes or so, if in fact maybe more of that, was cutscenes of establishing the story. And this is the problem because I was thinking like I wanted to talk really about like 4 and 5 as well, but I didn't really want to like start them up, because then it spoils everything that's happened in the previous games. Because
Right.
there's always pretty extensive like sort of catch ups from what's gone before. So I couldn't really do that. I mean, the only thing about this, which I was a bit taken aback by the visual downgrade with this, because this is not using like the Dragon Engine. It's not using the stuff that was used for Kiwami and for Judgment, and it really looks like it's kind of like an up-resed version of the original, and consequently, like the quality of like the motion capture and the acting like isn't great, and it really does look like a game from 2009. Because this was the first Yakuza game on PS3, and so it still looks like that. It looks like GTA or something like that.
This isn't a Kiwami, is it? This is
no. They've not, and I can understand why they haven't done that. I mean, if you look at some like Kiwami 2 and like the first one, and even Yakuza 0, all the assets are there because it's Kamurocho, so they're basically just using the same location, change the story, the whole that kind of thing. But this has got like an entirely new like area that you're in. Like you spend a lot of the time in Okinawa in this game, and that would have meant presumably remodeling all of that. And they probably just thought, nah, that's going to be like a lot of work to do. Yeah. So, but it's a bit of a shame because I've got used to like a level of quality with these games, like from the earlier ones, and this doesn't quite match that. But then again, the story has still grabbed me because it's great. It's still, to sort of, to see, particularly, I mean, the thing that they've opened up in the first part of the game is this sort of tension that there is between what they're calling like people from the mainland, like Kiryu, and like Okinawan people that are living there, and how there's this sort of like mismatch between the two areas, and I'm just looking forward to seeing how it plays out, because it does seem interesting so far. But it's just a bit odd, and also I mean like the combat system is also I mean, David would say that the other one wasn't that great anyway, but this feels like it's even less depth. Like it's. Yeah, it feels very basic, and it has like the heat moves from the others, but then because the graphics engine's like not anywhere near as good, it just looks a bit not great. Yeah, it's but it is a Yakuza game, so I'm sure that the story is going to open up and it's going to be interesting. But that's all I've got about it so far. I'm only an hour in.
Cool,
but yeah, we'll see.
But it must be pretty cool now you've got all those or every Yakuza game on one system.
It is very good. I mean, that's one of the things I'm very happy about because I've got the entire series now, but then it also does mean that I've got, probably about 100 hours of game or more than that, to get through this year, which is quite a lot. I mean, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is play Yakuza 3, play something else, and then play 4, and then play something else, sort of try and alternate them a bit because the thing is...
Play Judgment 2, play Yakuza 5, play...
This is the thing, though, because the trouble is they are, like, pretty formulaic games, and they do follow the same sort of structure each time. So... there's only so much of that you can do, like in a run. And Judgment was so good, and it just feels a bit of a shame to go back to this, and it looked like I don't know, Grand Theft Auto 4 or something like that, or actually worse than that. It's but still exciting. I'm excited to play more Yakuza.
Cool,
always
good.
But God, and that's it. That's all I've got.
That's it. Emails, bloody hell! If you want to send us an email, the address is podcast@thecomputergameshow.com. Rob Mitchell has sent us an email. He says, "Hi all, thanks for continuing to put out great shows that make my commute to work really enjoyable. I do have a bit of an issue though that I'd appreciate your thoughts on. I got given as a gift for Christmas 2018 a Nintendo Switch with a couple of games and have since then bought most of the big titles such as Zelda, Mario Odyssey and Luigi's Mansion 3. This is the first Nintendo console I've ever owned and I have to be honest, I'm really struggling to get any sort of enjoyment from it. I've come down the Sega and then Xbox route, so never really experienced Nintendo games before, but assumed I was missing out. I put my issues down to only using the Joy-Cons, so I went and bought a Pro controller, but sadly I'm still unable to get into any of the first-party titles. I've been given maybe 10 hours to each of the games, but I'm not being grabbed by any of them. This is really disappointing as there has been a lot of cash invested in this, but I'm just not getting it. I'd rather stick to games like Witcher 3 and Red Dead Redemption 2, which I get more enjoyment from. My question is, have you ever felt like you should enjoy a game or maybe a whole console, but no matter how much you try, you just couldn't connect with it? Also, do you think I should cut my losses and sell my Switch or stick with it a bit longer? Thanks, Rob.
Wow.
I mean, it does sound like you just don't like Nintendo games, and that's... I mean, it is wrong, but there's nothing to be done about it as such, I don't think. If the examples he's given are Witcher 3 and Red Dead Redemption 2, I mean, obviously Witcher 3 is on the Switch now, but that sort of experience is generally not a thing you're going to get on a Nintendo console, is it?
I'm wondering, maybe just also have a look and see what like indie games and stuff there are.
Well, that's because it's really great for that stuff.
If you haven't, I do think there is something to be said for like if you haven't grown up with this stuff, maybe there's less of a click there. Like in terms of like my children have loved it because this is like their first kind of experience.
Forced upon them, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much. But if you haven't grown up with that, maybe you don't see, it doesn't resonate with you so strongly. Maybe.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, because Breath of the Wild is just amazing anyway. It's
yeah. I didn't grow up with Nintendo, but I obviously have played Nintendo games for as long as I can remember. But I didn't own a Nintendo system until I had the GameCube. I guess. Well, no, yeah. Sorry, N64, GameCube, all that stuff. Yeah. But so I probably don't have the same sort of level as you guys did who grew up with it. But I obviously, there were stunning games on the platform, so I absolutely love it. But I think there probably is a slight difference in how I see these things compared to how you guys do, just because I didn't really grow up with it. But
yeah.
Yeah, in terms of like this answer, I when I got my Xbox One, I basically just didn't rate it, didn't like it, barely played it really until I got the One X, and then I sort of loved it because it was fast and stuff. But I bought that for it and just basically played the PlayStation because that's what everyone was playing on.
Yeah,
and I sort of struggled to play a bit of Xbox One stuff, but I mostly just wasn't really into it. It's just like a bit of a joke of a machine. But so I got it upgraded and it all changed, but. I don't know. There's so much more on Switch. If you're not into Nintendo games, there's just so much indie stuff. If I think about the hours I played, I guess I put shitloads of hours into things like Zelda, but it must be, I probably played way, way, way more indie games than I have Nintendo games, and I bet like the amount of hours I played of indies versus Nintendo is probably about the same.
Yeah, totally. I can't think of, like a game or a whole console that I was supposed to enjoy, but I couldn't connect with it. I think when I first got my PS4 Pro, I was a bit like, yes, a bit better in it, I suppose.
Yeah. It was it was an unexciting upgrade. That was.
It was, yeah. But it, but my expectations weren't like massive anyway, so it wasn't like fuck, what have I done? It was just this is a marginal improvement. Fine. Other than that, I don't know. Can't think of any.
I can't think of any either. I completely understand what you mean, Matt, though, with the Xbox One X, because that, I've still got the original one, and as I've said many times, it's a joke console. And it's like, I think maybe when you get the One X, it turns into something that it should have been from the beginning.
Yeah, definitely, something you can use it, and it just felt like, okay, I get this machine now. But the Xbox One for me was definitely that.
I think I wouldn't say he should cut his losses just yet. I'd have a look and see if there is any indie stuff that may be interesting that he might want to give a try, because there is so much content on that machine that there should be something that you can find enjoyment from. If not, then maybe it's not for you.
Yeah,
is the thing. Yeah,
and that's fine.
Yeah,
you're certainly giving it if you got it Christmas 2018. It's not like he's had it for 2 weeks and he's gone, fuck this. It's it's been a while, but
just try some of those, and if it doesn't work, just go back to your shooty bang bang games.
Yes,
it's fun.
Patronise him for the final sign off. Right, Chris Atwood says, do any of you have a subconscious system of playing your games, or have old favourites you can always fire up and sink into for hours? For example, my gaming could be divided up to 3 tiers. Tier 1 are ones that I fire up almost daily, or at least a couple of times a week: Dota, Total War Games, World of Tanks, PUBG. Tier 2 are favourites I play on a monthly basis when I fancy a bit of a change by slipping into something comfortable: Settlers 2, 1998 classic. I'm with you there, mate. Banished, Battlefield, Wreckfest, maybe a bit of Hotline Miami if I'm feeling adventurous. Tier 3 consists of games that I forget I have, ones I buy and make myself play for a couple of hours, or get talked into buying and playing with friends before they inevitably move on after 2 weeks. New releases like Call of Duty, super old gems like Masters of Orion 2 and Theme Hospital. Stuff I bought and enjoyed but fell off for no reason like XCOM. I don't know if I have like a set tier thing. I think certainly my system is usually, there'll be one... there'll be one game that's my, like, I can't think of what to play, I will just stick that on. It's usually Destiny, though it hasn't been for a while. And and then beyond that, it's all to play for really.
I definitely have this because I play FIFA daily still,
right?
So that's I suppose that's my tier 1 game that I play. Although I only play like 1 or 2 matches a day or something like that. It's not I'm not sitting there for like hours and hours playing it.
But it's the old pair of sneakers thing. It's
Are you playing FIFA? What? So you got time to game? You have a couple of them to warm up, or you have that before bed, or what?
No, I usually play it before I play something else. It's as I said, it's only 1 or 2 games, so that's killing 20, 30 minutes or so. I usually play that, and then because I play career mode that I've been playing for like ages and ages now, so I'll just do that, and then I'll move on to whatever it is that I'm invested in. Usually, then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I certainly used to, but I just don't really anymore.
You're a list man now, aren't you? You just plow, like, do one thing at a time, tick it off.
Yeah, I've just found if I've had, it's like, I don't really read as much as I used to either, but I can never have 2 books on the go at once, and also I just feel like I can't have 2 games on the go at once.
Depends on the game. Like if it's something that's really like, something like Disco Elysium, where it was like I just couldn't stop thinking about it. Yeah, there is no way that like any other story could have got in my head while that was going on. Yeah. Like that was a game that needed its space to breathe for a while. Even after I finished it, I couldn't have moved on to something similar like straight away.
See, I usually do the same thing because I usually have 2 games on the go at the same time, whereby I usually have like a Switch game going and then whatever else on like Xbox or PS4 or whatever. Yeah. But when I played Disco Elysium, I only played Disco Elysium like that whole time because I was just like, I want to really plow through this because it's really good. Yeah. But generally I have about 2 on the go.
Cool. Right, Simon Meredith says, "Hey guys, first of all, love the show. I've now gotten back into gaming properly after a good few years out, and that's thanks to you guys." I'm sorry, mate. Huge apologies. I've been eyeing up an Xbox One for the past year or so, but didn't really have the disposable income to buy one. My brother was very kindly able to lend me his, and I'm just starting to catch up on games I've missed over the years, currently making my way through Dark Souls after hearing about it on one of your old episodes. The issue is now my brother needs his Xbox back, and I definitely don't want to stop playing, especially with some great games on Game Pass currently. So, is it worth purchasing an Xbox One X, knowing that I definitely won't be able to purchase the new Series X at the end of the year, or should I just go with an Xbox One S and just put up with older hardware until I can afford the new Series X? Thanks for the help and keep up the great work with the show.
It's a good question, isn't it? I'd maybe go for the One X at this stage.
Would you?
Yeah. I think if you know you're not going to get a Series X, then I would probably just get a One X. I mean, there are loads of great deals on all the consoles, really. So obviously it depends financially where you're at, but I think if you're going to get something, and you want to potentially also watch like 4K content and do other stuff again, like as I said, you buy a game, any game moving forward. Or at least Xbox Studios and other publishers, go into the initiative. But any game you buy will just pay the best on depending on what machine you've got. So I would go, I would go Series X because at least you've got a 4K machine then.
Whereas if you go to the One S and then like when the Series X comes out, it's not. It's not immediately going to be like, holy shit, next gen has arrived. Like it'll be, especially if they're doing this sort of crossover period where the game's run and everything. Yeah, the Series X games are going to look nicer, but it's not going to be so revolutionary that you're going to feel like you're missing out.
No, it's still going to be 4K. No. It's just 4K and more bells and whistles. So at least with the One X, you'll have the 4K.
So, also, if you have like the One X for like maybe 2 years or whatever like that, then down the line the Series X will be cheaper anyway.
Exactly, yeah. So I think the One X will probably carry you into a couple of years of the Series X, by which point it'll have come down a little bit. So get a fucking Xbox One X.
Yeah, just get on Hot UK deals, set up some deal alerts for Xbox One X, and then just be glued to it every day and like just jump on some crazy deal.
Yeah, mate.
God, now I'm thinking about doing that because it's just. I hate the original Xbox I've got. But
see, because I'm in this weird place now where my PC is better than. Well, so it wouldn't be better than a One X, I don't think, because it can't really do 4K stuff. But it's definitely like the nicest thing to play games on now. So now I don't know. I mean, maybe when the Series X comes out, I'm going to be like, actually, fuck the PC. But for a while, I feel like I'm all right.
It depends. If like games like Senua 2 and a lot of the other ones are like day and date on PC, then.
Well, this is it. Yeah, I mean, we've discussed this before, but the whole like Microsoft. Like their whole thing of this sort of, having more parity with their PC offering as their Xbox offering has made me not have to buy an Xbox. I mean, I've got an original Xbox One now, but I barely touch it. It's basically there to play Skate 3, and that's about it.
Did you buy Session in the end, Sean?
I did. I've not had a proper go on it yet, because I did buy it this week because they've added what they call legacy controls, which are just the controls from Skate.
Oh shit! Hang on. So I messaged you on a day saying they're adding controls, but on that day they said the day after there's going to be Xbox One news. I didn't actually look into what that was.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, me neither.
Because if that's coming to Game Pass or stuff, I mean, it's Xbox Game Preview. I'll look into it. But yeah, Session. It looked good.
Oh man, do you know you can buy an Xbox One X for £240 now?
Can you?
That's not bad. Yeah.
Fuck. Because I still need a 4K Blu-ray player, so that's essentially knocks £100 off. That's how that works.
Right. So I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Session is coming out on Xbox One this spring.
Okay, cool.
So yeah,
but not on Game Pass.
No mention yet. But
I mean, it's only like £15 on Steam. So if it costs that much on Xbox, I'll be laughing. But well, we will, because we'll all buy it. But yeah, that's it for the emails. You got any tweets, Matt?
Awesome. Let's get on to tweets. It's at Computer Game Pod on Twitter if you want to tweet us. Big one, first of all, Harrison Hunt, cereal. Milk first or cereal first?
Right, why is this even a question?
First?
What the fuck?
Yeah, what is going on here? Why would you put the milk in first?
I've known in my life to do milk first.
Surely if you put milk in first, then you pour the cereal on it, all splashes everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, but also it would overflow because it's...
Yeah, how do you gauge how much milk to put in? Because then you're displacing it with the cereal.
Seriously, actually does it milk first? That would be insane, surely.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, you see, I've seen stuff on Twitter where, like, making a cup of tea, do you do milk first, then tea bag, then hot water? It's like, again, clearly it's hot water, it's tea bag, it's milk.
Yeah, because you want maximum heat from the water to brew it properly, and then you put the milk in. Surely. Anyway, right, Dan at Tree Smurf on Twitter. Would you each like to make a suggestion for my island name for the new Animal Crossing? It's going to be decided by an AI Smash Brothers tournament, so you have to pick a fighter to represent your name too. What the hell? It's going to be decided. Well, hang on, I'm confused.
Would you each like to make a suggestion?
So he's going to put a load of suggestions in an AI tournament. Right, sorry, I understand now. Oh fuck! I'm definitely calling mine Pen Island because it looks a bit like Penis Land, doesn't it?
Come on, sure.
34 years old. So yeah, I'll go. Yeah, well, So maybe I won't do that myself, but I'll throw that in for Dan's thing instead. So yeah, Pen Island, and I pick Kirby.
Oh right, nice. Okay. I presume you already have. I can, James. Obviously, you played every Animal Crossing. So, have you always had the same name for your island or town or whatever?
Yes, usually, yeah.
Do you want to tell us what it is?
No, but I will.
Wow. Okay, that's.
Come on, James.
I'll give you a suggestion though. I mean, I don't know why, but the word Bratwurst has just come into my head.
All right, why not?
Head, and yeah, that's the island name.
Bratwurst, and who's your fighter?
So you've chosen Kirby, which is irritating because I was going to do that. But
he's the best.
I don't know. He is. It's the being able to do like the downward, like turning into an anvil thing is like really useful. Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Just
I can't
say
think of
Mario or something. It doesn't matter. It's just
Yoshi.
Okay,
Yoshi. There you go.
Yeah.
I can't believe you didn't choose Isabelle. She's in it, isn't she?
Is she? I don't think she's
Maybe
a character.
She's DLC in it. I'm not paying for that.
Right, okay. What about you, Matt?
Okay. Mount Halo, Mark. Mount. It's just MT. And a full stop and a Halo. It's HAELOMUT. Mount Halo, Mark.
Okay.
And then because when you know why I call things Halo, Mark, don't you, Sean?
No, I don't think I do.
Well, I mean, it's not a terribly exciting story, actually. But, I've generally always, anytime I could ever name a character, I've just called the character Matt Murray.
Right.
But that when I played Skyrim, that didn't really seem to fit. It just felt weird.
Okay.
In the world of Skyrim to call someone Matt Murray.
Matthew Murray,
So I just went, okay, well, it's basically like, hello, Matt, but it's just like, but it's written in a way it sort of sounds like fantastical. So HAE Halo Mutt. And so now, basically my character's now called Halo Mutt.
Halo Mutt. All right, fair enough.
Halo Mutt. So Mount Halo Mutt, and my character is Marth in it from.
I assume so.
Yeah, Marth from Fire Emblem. Let's go. There. Let's go in.
Cool.
Hopefully that answers your question. Andrew Gushwind has also done an Animal Crossing question. Which fruit should your AC hometown have? Or what fruit?
Peaches. Peaches all the way.
Really? You see, I'm a pears man.
Really?
Yeah.
Why peach?
Like pears?
Because you like peaches, or they're like financially worthwhile?
Because I like peaches.
Okay.
Because I like peaches. Yeah, that's the only reason.
Millions of peaches. I really like pears. That's my rationale as well.
I hate pears.
What's wrong with pears?
I can't stand them. I'll tell you why. Because a couple of years ago, when I was living in Shanghai, I was really ill, and Chen's mum had this whole thing about how if you're ill, like with sore throat, that kind of thing, you got to have lots of pears. And so she used to get pears and mash them up and everything and turn them into this horrible drink. Really, it was vile, and it was all gritty as well because that's the thing with pears.
That's the goodness.
That's why I don't like pears. It's the grit. I just don't like them. So it's the grit. I'm not eating pears.
Okay,
disgusting.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Wow.
I really like pears. What about you, Matt?
I don't mind pears. Yeah, all right.
No, I wasn't asking what you thought about pears.
Okay, I thought you were asking about my pear. Well, favourite fruit is probably it's a toss-up between banana and apple.
Okay, that's fair.
I'll go banana.
You're gonna go banana
because they got a little case and they're nice and
they're built-in packaging.
Exactly,
environmentally friendly.
Yeah, it's the perfect fruit.
Do you know what gets me about bananas though? So when you're unpeeling it, you get the strings down the sides.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of them. Yeah,
so they're bad. One time I had a banana where it had one of those through the middle, all the way. Yeah, it had a little hard core in it, and I was like, ugh, and I could not eat a banana for several weeks after that.
Oh, that's horrendous. I mean, I like bananas, but I think that might make me change my mind about bananas.
Exactly, mate.
You sure it wasn't one of those, on competitions they do, find the gold M&M and
with the solid centre and you can win a trip to Barbados.
Find the one with side stem and you won a year's worth of,
Well, yeah, because you always, whenever there's one of those competitions, you're like, what if someone who won it just didn't realise and they just ate the crisp or whatever it is that you're supposed to look for.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nightmare. Right, what's
Piston
next?
Twister. Now that Dave's off, can you talk about how you're finding the new, fluffy, less confrontational main one? While the pod can lack the sheer anxiety and terror of old, I feel it's been a natural and needed progression. How do you feel about it?
Well, he still likes to just sit in the background and stir things, doesn't he? And that seems to be his new. That's his new method. But, yeah.
So what you're saying is he's just more insipid about it. He's still
It's scary, if anything. So I'd rather just the shouting. At least I know where we are with things. I mean, it's just little comments like, "Okay, where's this going?"
It's more sarcasm, isn't it? It's
when you ask me a question, what does this really mean? What are you really asking?
I mean, what's interesting is do we think this is an intentional sort of editorial decision he's made, or is it just that 2 kids now he hasn't got the energy?
I think
it's partly that. Yeah. I mean, he sounds like a geography teacher, doesn't he? Sometimes with that, it's like I'm just disappointed in you. It's just the whole thing. Yeah.
But again, that hurts more. Really? That's worse than being shouted at. He says, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. Oh, I think really it's because he knows that we've got the power now, and
that's true.
It's just he can't fight it.
Yeah, he knows we can do this without him now. So
exactly.
What I mean?
Tonight's been a testament to that.
Absolutely, mate.
James A. Turner, speaking of the devil, what do you think Sega would have to do to make a Sonic game you would play beyond the usual make a good one bollocks?
Well, no, just do another Sonic Mania. That was brilliant.
But they are doing that, aren't they? Because obviously Sonic Mania was worked in conjunction, the person that they worked with was someone who was prominent in the scene, making custom Sonic hacks and levels and stuff. And then last I heard, they had actually brought him in properly to a team to make another Mania or make another Sonic game. But if they were to make a fully totally unique Sonic game like Mania, that wouldn't be enough to turn the series around, would it?
It's sort of I feel like people will still treat the 2D stuff as a bit of a all right, you made a good 2D Sonic game. We've already had those. What you need to do is crack doing a 3D one, make it good.
I say just don't bother.
There is that.
Just don't bother.
What happens to you're saying just stop trying, just give in? No, you've got to keep trying.
I mean, if anyone's curious, so this a friend of the show, Rich Warner, sent me this in a WhatsApp group earlier. I mean, I only had a quick look at it. Sonic Utopia. It's a fan project, I think, and it's a 3D one, and it looks cool as shit. It's it's a 3D one, and it's really fast, but all the areas are really quite open, so it looks like there's actually a really good sensation of speed. Which is obviously that's the main thing. I mean, it's kind of a problem in the 2D ones, but especially in the 3D ones, you can it's Sonic, it goes really fast, except unless we basically take control away from you, you're definitely just going to hit something and stop or fall off or die or whatever. Whereas this actually, Sonic Utopia actually looks like it does a decent job of letting you have shitloads of momentum and just go blasting around a huge 3D environment. So that's
also, I mean, the other problem with this is that this has been a problem with 2D Sonic as well since the first one, and then going to Sonic 2. Momentum is obviously part of Sonic games, but also it's the exploration as well. Yeah. And there's never been enough focus on that, really, in 3D Sonic games. And that is something you probably could do a lot better. Mm-hmm. It was, I mean, they did it in Sonic Adventure and stuff, but it was rubbish, wasn't it?
But I'm going to say something that I think people will probably laugh at, but I'll say I still think Sonic could have its Mario 64 moment.
Yeah,
I think that's potential, and wouldn't that be incredible?
Yeah, but anything could, Busby the Bobcat could, if you put enough.
Bubsy, getting mixed up with the fucking footballers.
Going from 2D to 3D, there's still potential. It's never really done that properly, and we know with 2020 and all that. It's it should have done it 20 years ago, but there's still potential.
The finest minds have already tried and failed.
But this isn't curing cancer. I'm sure they can do it. I'm sure they get enough people in the room. Surely it's not the impossible challenge to make an incredible.
Who do you think they need to figure this out?
Kojima,
J. Allard.
Yeah, he'll do it.
I don't know why, but yeah.
I mean, I was going to say Miyamoto. But get him in and say, look, what the fuck should we do? Yeah. I guess the trouble is, as you said, with Sonic, people want to go fast, and there's only so fast you can go before you I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah.
So it's so if the whole point of Sonic is to go fast, then that was never ever really going to work as a platformer.
Yeah, you're always going to be limited by, because the whole thing is that in order to move that fast and have any sort of degree of control over it, you need super reaction speeds as well. And we don't have those because we are shitty human beings. It's how you mitigate that. It's how you give the sensation of speed and control, but in a way that's meaningful. But you can't, you could fuck up, but it's quite hard to fuck up, I guess.
Unless you just said, Sonic isn't fast, and there are fast bits, but Sonic is it's a Mario game.
Well, that's basically what was it Sonic Unleashed? Where he's a werehog now.
Oh God,
which makes him slow but powerful. I don't know.
I just that gets me excited that there's this sort of potential because there's never really done it. There must be someone out there who knows what to do to turn this character into a decent 3D game. But
imagine an open world Sonic game where you just explore all of that, all those different zones and all that kind of stuff. You could do something with that.
Yeah. Okay, so
or not.
There we go. We've fixed it.
Open world MMO, Sonic MMO. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'd play that.
Yeah, me too, actually. Gavlar at Gavlar 18. No, I'm just how to read and stuff. Went back to Red Dead this week after a year of not playing it. I found the controls ridiculously complicated, and I wonder if I was maybe swept up in the story at the time. Have you ever went back to what you thought was a classic and found it to be no longer enjoyable? I'll tell you what, Gavlar.
I'm sure I've done this recently.
The controls were gash last. The controls were gash when you played it first time. They were. They were way too complicated for that pad.
Yeah, okay.
They weren't great.
I only
Come on, they could
accidentally
have been
shot
better.
someone once.
I mean, I got used to him because I played the game enough. But you know,
but you shouldn't. I don't think you should have to get used to stuff to that degree. Like it could have been streamlined to make it more enjoyable.
Well, no, but I don't see how you can say that. Like, they didn't just say data control's done. They clearly must have tested this for months and maybe years, and that was the best they could come up with to actually make the game.
Rubbish.
Well, no, rubbish. It's easy for you to say just make it better.
Matt, are you saying okay? So you're saying that the controls in Red Dead are the best they possibly could have been?
I'm saying they must have played tested that game to absolute death for years, and I think they would have done enough tests. They would have done every single control system under the scheme under the sun, and said, sadly, with the level of complexity and all the things you can do, and controlling the horse and other things, this is probably the best you're going to get.
But the counter to that is, should they have sacrificed some complexity? I guess.
Yeah.
But
but if I said, we had to make it less complex to make it control okay, I think enough people, myself included, just got used to the complex controls.
Yeah.
You get used to it, but it's still not ideal, like the way that that was laid out.
I mean, I think ideal is just playing on PC because you got like all the keyboard shortcuts and stuff, probably.
Sitting at a desk, mouse and keyboard, proper way to enjoy a story.
Yeah, that's the way to be a real cowboy.
In terms of going back to games I thought were classics and turned out to be shite, there's some weird rumours circulating about Jet Set Radio this week, and that reminded me that don't go back to that game. It's because it's not as good as you remember.
I love the original, but the one on Xbox I didn't like as much.
Future's okay. I don't like it. Got the shit kicked out of it at the time. I think it's a decent enough sequel, but it's just the controls are so fiddly now. It's just it's a shame. Soundtrack's still a banger though.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah. One of the alternatives.
What's another one?
I'd be scared to go back to classics, frankly, because I almost don't want to, find out. Actually, no, this game is shit, or it's like, the frame rate's bad to what I'm used to these days.
Yeah, some games are just better in your memories, and that's fine. Keep them that way.
Yeah,
I remember going back to
Mario 64 is still unbelievable.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. But like going back to Oblivion, that's a big one because I remember thinking that game looked fucking real, and that's aged really badly. But
it's only the games that, unless they're really stylized, they always badly, don't they?
Yeah, anything 3D that's supposed to look realistic.
Yeah, that's why even games like Mirror's Edge, I know that was like kind of realistic, but like it was so stylized that still looks striking these days. Like games like Obra Dinn, like that's gonna just seem timeless forever, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll never age.
Which is what timeless means. But anything else just could be a little bit arse. What's a bit shit if, like, think about the early 3D games. Those games are not games that were like, let's have a remaster, let's have that game back, because that was a game where that was a time when everyone was just working out how to even make cameras work in games.
Yeah.
So yes, you can play like retro style games because they nailed it back then, but no one's like, let's remake a 3D adventure game from PS1.
Yeah, remake Pandemonium. Or fucking
but it's different because they are changing things fundamentally, because they're not like, because there's so much bad stuff around the time of cameras, and even controlling things was awful,
Yeah.
You know, think, James?
Like all the rules were being completely re-established, which is why like Mario 64 was such an incredible achievement, because they basically wrote the rule book for a lot of things. Like, when 3D games were still in their infancy, while everyone was, while games like Croc were still being made.
I was about to mention Croc. They don't start with Croc 3D and Sonic R, which had that Sonic bit where you're like 3D Sonic, and it was the same in a way.
Yeah.
That was my Mario 64. Thomas at LlamaFluff42, how does Matt find the energy to tackle brutally hard games? I admire that steady determination. I give up too easily these days. Yeah, I just don't give up. Well, I want to learn, but we covered this on stream. I don't know if they are that hard. It's just there's things to learn, and you will learn it, and then you get it done eventually. And also, don't give up.
I also think this is because you're streaming them, Matt. I think if you were not streaming it, I don't think.
Yeah, because you give up on loads of games, Matt, and not even particularly hard ones, and that's fine. Like it's okay to move on.
Yeah.
But
that's not because of hard. That's just because I've just other things to do. Whereas I don't know. Yeah, you're right though, James. If it wasn't streaming, I wouldn't have probably played any of these games. I mean, I didn't want to play Dark Souls back in the day because I was like, why do I want to do that? But that's that's part of the fun. That's part of the rush.
Yeah, and obviously I streamed the journey. Like it is good. Like it's a worthwhile thing to like stream stuff that's out of your comfort zone. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
But, yeah.
I need our next hard game now. It won't be my next one, but
getting over it with Bennett Foddy.
No, I mean I've seen that, and that does look ridiculous.
Have you seen that when you finish it, it opens up a live chat with Bennett the dev?
Does it?
Yeah, he did a talk about it. So it opens up a thing, and it like he said basically it's because it's only happened like a few dozen times, I think, and like pretty much every time he's been there, like he gets an alert on his phone. He opens up this little chat room, and it's like, you can just chat to him for like 2 minutes.
Amazing.
And then
I've watched videos because I think Limmy was streaming at one point, and I watched off on YouTube and like people racing through that in like a minute and a half or something crazy. Yeah. I don't know what time it is, but just seeing them just
flawlessly
boulder up that hill is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. The last 2 weeks, James, we need to be a lot quicker if you're going to start deleting messages.
No, I'm not deleting stuff. I'm adding comments.
Yeah, comments like no in capitals
and
in red.
News. Okay, James, which of these am I allowed to read?
Let's have a look.
James, it's 10 past 10. Come on.
To be clear, I don't think James is intending to be rude. He's just pointing out that this question is sort of covered in the news segment.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. Go for the one from Johnny Ball. That's all right.
Okay. Thanks for telling me how to do my own section. Johnny Ball. What piece?
You need to help, clearly, Matt. But
What?
This is great. What? Dave's not even here. So
I mean, you should be screening these depending on what we've already talked about.
What piece of gaming tech do you think was the future but turned out to be an absolute clunker? I thought Steam machines were going to be the next big thing way back when, and I couldn't have been more wrong. Matt, your answer is Google Stadia.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, Google Stadia is going to be the future. It's just not in its current state. Streaming is going to be the future.
Surely
we can all admit that.
The number one here has got to be Connect, surely. Like that was supposed to be.
Yeah,
that was supposed to be the future.
Did any of us really think that though?
I was going to say I can't say I ever thought it was going to be the future. It was. I love the technology, but I wasn't like all games can be controlled this way.
Yeah.
I mean, I think when I first got into VR, I said, okay, this is clearly the future of gaming, but because it's felt so unbelievable to experience games in that way, and it still blows my mind to this day. I could put on a VR headset and try a new experience, and it's still like this is still amazing. But it's and maybe I knew it was always going to be a little bit niche, but I thought it was going to make you be, I thought it was going to be bigger. But I think even if it gets way bigger, it'll still just be like one section of gaming rather than like this. So all games are going to be played in the future.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe in 50 years' time I'll be eating my words, providing I'm still here. But I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was going to be like that was it. But it's just a very small section of it, really.
Yeah, definitely. When I was a kid, I got this really awful Virtua Cop game that it was a little headset that you wore, and it had a little eyepiece that you flip down in front of your eye, and it was just like an LED game where it projected.
Okay.
Projected like a little, so it was like a little heads-up display almost, and there were men, and you shot them. And I played it for about an hour, and then I felt really sick and had a headache, so my mum took it back.
At what point did you think it was going to be the future?
I just thought, oh my god, it's like virtual reality, isn't it? I mean, I was about like 6 at the time. But yeah, it seemed like a cool like VR thing. Because you just look wherever you want, and then the guys are there. So it's augmented reality, mate. And yeah, it was just an absolutely miserable experience. So there you go. I went back to Argos.
Straight back in the bin.
Yeah, mate.
You mentioned Virtua Cop. I was just trying to find a tweet from Ashley Day from Team 17 who said they saw like a Virtua Cop style game on Switch, but it was terrible. But I can't find it now. It must be like a bit early on. It's like that's something to come back. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what it's called, but basically it's called Assault Chain Gun. It's on the Japanese eShop.
Sounds amazing.
Bad apparently. Yeah. Connect VR, Stadia. What about you, James? You must have seen something for This Is It now.
Well, no, because James doesn't feel like that about anything.
Nothing.
He's just like, another inevitable disappointment.
If you were there, James, if you were there when man invented fire, you'd be like, that won't catch on. What's the point? It's hot stuff. Who cares?
Yeah.
The sun's flat.
It makes food safe to eat. Stops you from dying of cold. Whatever.
Yeah, no,
maybe I want to die of cold.
I burnt my hand now. This is rubbish. No, forget it. Don't do that again. You've
tried picking it up and now I haven't got a hand anymore. This is bullshit.
It doesn't fit in my bag. I can't.
So just sometimes you just have to look at the downsides for things. It's not all just like great. You have to like think. What are some of the potential negative consequences of this?
And one day they'll figure out how to use this to shoot guns at each other, and it's
rubbish.
Absolute bollocks.
I prefer eating cold dinosaur than warmed up dinosaur.
I reckon James is. Do you reckon he's one of those people who just eats raw meat?
Definitely.
No, come off it.
Just anti-fire.
Oh, people freak me out. What else we got?
Rich Spurs 24. One of my favourite bars in Magaluf was Del Boys, which only showed Only Fools and Horses 24 hours a day. If you were to open a gaming bar during the same, what would you theme it on and what would you call it?
I need a lot more time to think about this.
Gaming bar doing the same thing. What would you theme it on?
Let's think. So, bar.
I mean, loading bar's already taken.
Yeah, shame.
Shame's the...
I mean, you could do like a Witcher 3 one. I mean, that's the obvious.
What would you call it? Would you just name it after a bar in the game? Like a pub or something?
No, it's got like a pun in it, really.
Horsens?
So what? So what? No. So what? Horses.
I'm just doing that bit in the game. I mean, it'd be horrific. It'd be.
So the bar's called Horses.
No, Horsons, I think is that what you said?
Yeah,
no horses. Yeah. I mean, horses is better. Can we have a Witcher themed bar called
definitely.
Horses?
Yeah. What's it about? Well.
Imagine you're like, oh yeah, there's this bar called Horses. I really like horses. I'm gonna go along, and it's all Witcher themed instead. Brilliant. I can't think of any others. Like a themed. Well, I don't know. I mean, a Minecraft one would be dead easy, right? Because you make everything just out of giant blocks.
Yeah, it could be like Minecraft Ale.
Yeah, that would work. You could just sell all the food that's in the game. Like, you can have some wheat or an apple. And the only thing to drink is water or lava.
Yeah, I like that.
That'd work. Yeah, that's good. I don't know what I'd call it creepers. That's what I'd call it.
Call it creepers. Yeah, well, we hang out tonight, creepers. I'm
creepers.
good.
Yeah, sounds great. I'm
not going to bother, actually.
All my friends there. It sounds like a safe place to be.
There's got to be like an amazing pun here, which we can do.
I know, but we're not funny, so...
And also, don't want to sit here for 10 minutes while you try and figure out a pun, Matt.
James, we started early tonight, and this. I
know we did, but that's the beauty of this.
This is actually working out as a short one, so...
It's not. I've looked at the time. It's still.
It's over 2 hours. I'm sorry.
It's still within regulations. It's like it's regulation length at least.
What else we got, Matt?
Okay, last one here. Oodles. I was just seeing if anything had written any more notes. Oodles. I suffer from serious FOMO. I'm even picking up Animal Crossing and have no interest in it. Do any of you suffer from deep lingering FOMO? If so, what are you taking a punt on even though you're not asked?
I mean, dreams is my answer, isn't it? Because I don't think I want it.
Just boredom.
I do. I get this every single time a new Pokemon game comes out.
Oh yeah.
Where I just think I should try this, and then I always inevitably end up trying it and being
not again.
Slightly bored.
It'd just be the one. It'd just be the one that takes me. But
yeah.
I mean. Obviously I do. That's why I buy any old stuff. I'm like, well, I've got to have the new thing. And there's been nothing really. I mean, like I said, even Dreams is interesting me. That's how bad it's got.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it for questions.
Cool. We have actually just got an email, and I feel like it's worth reading out. It's from Joe Mank. Did we say it was Mank or Mankey?
No, it's Mankey, yeah.
It is Mankey. Okay, Joe Mankey. Old Manky Joe. Says, hey guys, do Brits call bathroom stalls cubicles? Cubicles are the things people work in offices. Stalls are where you do poos. Then again, we Americans cannot be trusted. Someone said that while discussing the person who wrote to tell you he only poos in the nude. Wait, someone said that while discussing the person who wrote to tell you he only poos in the nude, which was a great discussion. You should all try that approach for a week and report on the results. Thanks, Joe in Seattle. I'm never going to do that. I actually changed my socks in a cubicle today, and that felt weird.
Matt.
What's going on?
Matt, can you do the socials?
Yeah.
Look, I went to work and I didn't realise my socks had a hole in them, and it was really annoying me. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go to Asda, just going to buy some socks. I'm just going to change them in the toilets. And I had a great day after that. So who's the idiot now?
I mean, I've got fully changed in cubicles at work. If like going out afterwards and stuff, it's fine. Just who gives a crap?
You can wear whatever you want in work anyway, though, right? You don't have to.
Yeah, no, but what if I want like a better T-shirt for going out afterwards, or it's like a Christmas do or something, you know?
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
What if I want skinnier jeans? You know, for about that.
Matt, everyone in your office definitely wears skinny jeans all the time.
No, not everyone. No.
Okay.
Just
believe you.
Just moosed.
Do socials if you want.
Yeah. Okay, James. LA Noire Friday, is that happening, or you must be close to finishing it now, right?
Well, you'd think so, but no, because every single time I play this game, I get stuck usually for about 45 minutes to an hour wandering around a single room, and it's really irritating. I mean, I think I'm near the end of this one. I've got one more case after this one, but I'm just dreading how long that's going to be. It's just, I hate that game. Absolutely hate it.
I mean, you stop if you want. Just pick something else.
No, I don't like not finishing things. I will finish it. I'm going to finish it on Friday. Well, I won't finish it on Friday, but, you know. Yeah. I'm probably about another 4 or 5 weeks and I'll be done with it. It's.
I heard you on that last stream, James. I don't know if you can take another 4 or 5 weeks.
Well, the trouble is I'm pretty certain it was a bug like last time, which prevented progress because everyone was telling me what to do.
Didn't you say it the week before,
it up afterwards.
Didn't you say it was a bug the week before when you?
No, it wasn't a bug. That was stupidity on my part. But this week I looked it up and it was not happening as it's supposed to happen. So yeah, I'm pretty certain it was a bug.
Okay, well, no, if you miss James's stream live Friday nights at 9, you can watch the video on our YouTube channel. Just search TCGS on YouTube. It's well worth rewatching them just to hear basically James have a meltdown.
Yep.
This Sunday, Sekiro is done. I'm streaming Super Metroid in what I'm calling Super Metroid.
I cannot wait.
I haven't streamed for my Switch before, so I've got all that sorted out in the week and do the artwork and stuff. But yeah, Super Metroid starting this Sunday night, 8:30.
It's fine.
No, I've got it on SNES. I've got it on like
I know.
Online. But I basically have like zero knowledge of Metroid really, so I'll be going to it incredibly fresh.
Yeah.
That Sunday night at 8:30, and then that's it for streams. If you've got Amazon Prime, plenty of you do. You also have Twitch Prime, and with that you get one free sub every month. You can go over to our channel and give us your free sub. It doesn't cost you a penny, and we really massively appreciate it. Do it when we're streaming. You get a cheeky little shout out as well. Yeah, on patreon.com/TCGS. In the last week or so, we put out our monthly Patreon exclusive podcast. We talk about Sonic movie, kids movies, James's thoughts on things that blow up, and a bit of our Res show, I guess. And we also did a talks over. We talked over Nintendo's E3 2008 press conference about the Wii. This is 2 years. No, it's like 18 months or so into the Wii's life, and it's quite a show. You can watch our videos a month early if you subscribe to $10 tier on Patreon, and there's other stuff in there as well for you. And you can go to computergameshow.com for everything else. There's a store in there, some other stuff, information about our Res live show, which is happening in just under a month now. Information about tickets is on there. The meet is happening on the same day, which is Saturday, 28th of March. The Minimies pub straight afterwards. Well, not straight afterwards, about 6ish. And the show's at 3.
Don't go
30.
mental.
So yeah, all the information is on the computergameshow.com. And if you have listened to this and you're like, what game do they talk about? Look at the podcast notes on your player or go to the website.
I mean, we only talked about 3 games and one of them was Minecraft, so I think everyone will be all right.
I don't know. I'll still get a tweet.
Right, cool. Thanks for listening, everyone. Sorry Dave wasn't here. He'll be back. He hasn't got a kid's birthday every week. He'll be fine. But, the main thing is just thanks for letting us be natural. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
See ya.